Today. Their great runner, Jerome Bettis, was thought to have a bruised back, but it turns out, Jim Moore, to be worse than that.
Right, we found out this morning, Don, that he's actually got a cracked rib. He did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. He practiced Friday in a light workout. He's going to start today, but is going to be wearing a flak jacket. Now, the best thing this team does is run the football. He's rushed for over 1,200 yards. If he can't go full speed, it's going to put more pressure on Cordell Stewart.
The Philadelphia Eagles can't afford to lose any more games. Their slim playoff hopes are still alive, but unless they start to score, they can't win. So they're putting the ball again this week in the hands of the young Buckeye Bobby Hoying out of Ohio State. A good young quarterback, but lacks experience.
Right, Bobby Hoying showed a lot of poise and confidence last week against Baltimore, but he was sacked 9 times. He's got to get rid of the ball quicker. It's going to be tough to do against a very physical, tough, nasty Steeler defense. They're going to come after him with all sorts of different looks in the front, and they're going to blitz him hard.
Yeah, when the weather starts to turn nasty, so does that Steeler defense, and it's really been looking good of late. Pittsburgh Steelers coming in with an 8-3 record, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff of the Eagles and the Steelers in a moment.
When Olga Maslova wants to phone her husband, she gives new meaning to the words long-distance call. He works in a space station.
Before you call or you fax or you internet, you need this, and this.
It's a job for Siemens. We're experts in voice, data, video, all kinds of communications, anywhere on Earth. So why not above the Earth as well?
So for this, or this.
We're Siemens.
We can do that.
Whoa!
Welcome to KFC. May I help you?
Can I really get a gigapet with every meal?
Yeah.
Then I'll take 400 Colonel Strip meals, 300 original recipe meals, 500 chunky chicken pot pies.
For a limited time at KFC, with every meal, you can get a gigapet for just $7.99. Cyber Kitty, Bitty Kitty, Micro Pup, and Digipooch. It's the toy on every kid's list. You just have to know where to get them.
Gotta fly! Thank you!
Everybody needs a little KFC.
Back at the Vet in Philadelphia, the biggest demand for tickets to an Eagles game is this game against their cross-state rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've not played in a regular season game since '94. Huddling around Bill Cowher are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cowher will become this year only the second coach in NFL history to take a team to the playoffs for 6 successive seasons to start his career as a head coach. The only other to do it in his first 6 years was the legendary Paul Brown of the Cleveland Browns. Ray Rhodes has had playoff teams his first 2 seasons here in Philadelphia. This year, his team is struggling. The owner, Jeffrey Lurie, made a public statement saying this team has underachieved. We expected 10-6 or 11-5, but I'm not blaming Ray Rhodes. And as whether or not Rhodes will be back next year, Lurie said it isn't even a matter for discussion. He will be. Rhodes, a fiery leader, and his team has been hit hard by injuries this year. But they always come with the game face on, and they're really revved up about playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Norm Johnson, number 9, the man who will kick it off for Pittsburgh. And there's the deep man for the Eagles. That's Deuce Staley. He's a rookie running back. There's the double deuces, number 22.
Well, the Eagles have had tremendous problems with the kicking game this year, Don. It's been horrendous, and you know, they're going to start off here receiving the kickoff, and one of the coaches told me this week, they said, hey, if we can just catch the ball on kickoff returns and punt returns and make a field goal, I'll be happy. So I think the kicking game is going to be a real factor today. They've got to improve in that area.
Here is Johnson hitting the ball downfield. Staley holds back and takes it, bobbles it at the 2-yard line. Steelers special teams have been an array of killers this year, and they are again as they sweep down the return just 13 yards. With Steve Conley, a young linebacker, leading the special teams tacklers. As we look now at Bobby Hoying, who played for some great Ohio State teams, coming out to quarterback the Eagles, very confident, a lot of ability. There's his pass blockers. Mayberry and Brooks, the 2 tackles, have trouble with speed pass rushers, and the Steelers have those in abundance. Waters is the running back, along with Kevin Turner. Irving Fryer in his 14th year as the leading receiver. Hoying's going to use more short drops today. As Jim pointed out, he was sacked 9 times, and he's hit then. Fly ball in the end zone. Waters slaps it out of the end zone, and we'll see what the ruling is. If his arm was coming forward, it's an incomplete pass, and apparently that's what Jerry Markbride is saying, that his arm was coming forward, so it's not a safety.
Well, the Steelers didn't waste any time blitzing Hoying. They bring Darren Perry, the safety, from the right side. He's coming right there, coming from the back side, getting Hoying in the back. So they're going to put pressure on this young quarterback all day today. They love to blitz. They blitz about a third of the time. Actually, it kind of depends upon who they're playing and how the game's going. But with the young guy back there, they're going to go after him hard.
So Bobby Hoying under fire right on the opening snap. 2nd down and 10. Again, a big rush. A good throw by Hoying, though, off a 2-step drop. Didn't even have chances for a 3-step drop as he gets the ball to his tight end, Jimmy Johnson, for a 9-yard gain. Bring up 3rd and short as we look at the Steelers' front 3. They can all rush the passer, but the guys that really come are those linebackers. Gilden, Kirkland, who's having absolutely a stupendous year. Holmes is a rising star, and Greg Lloyd looks, Jim, like he's back in.
Greg Lloyd, yeah. Greg Lloyd is 100% healthy now. He had his best game of the year last week, and he's a real presence and an intimidator for that defensive football team.
And off they go to Waters, and he does get ahead across the 25-yard line on 3rd and 1. Even Henry brings him down, but Waters gets ahead for the first down. Ricky Waters, who, if you give him the ball on every play, it's not enough. That's
right. He wants the ball. He's the kind of player that says, give me the ball. He wants it all the time. And it's a little bit of a problem when he doesn't get all the time because he gets upset, and sometimes that affects the rest of the team. But he's just a competitor and wants to run the football.
Touched the ball 403 times last year, more than anyone in the NFL, and he still wanted it more. Here's Hoying standing in. Ball is knocked out of his hands. It is recovered by the Eagles back at the 17-yard line. Joel Steed comes busting through. It was the right tackle, Barrett Brooks, who came up with the ball.
We talked about Greg Lloyd being healthy. Now he's going to come from the right side. He's going to come from the right side there on Hoying, and Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator, hits the ball right there. Actually, it falls right into Steed's hands, and he drops it. He catches it. It's the Steeler ball. But Haslett told us that they got to let Lloyd come. That the best thing he does is rush the passer, and he's shown it so far today.
On 2nd down and long, they go to the run, and there's nothing happening as Lloyd shot the gap. They can't block him.
Well, you know, they tell us that this guy sets the tempo for the whole defense, and he really hasn't been. You're going to see him again at the right side of your screen, and he's going to play off the blocker, make the tackle right there on Waters. Good play by Lloyd, but this guy sets the tempo for the defense. Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator, said in practice, if practice doesn't going too well, when they put Lloyd in there, everybody gets fired up, everybody starts working harder, more enthusiasm, more spirit. He sets the tempo for this defense.
He really ignites the whole team. Hoying drops on 3rd and long yardage. Good mobility. He fires on the run, but he's not close.
Well, one thing that the Eagles didn't want to do was get in 3rd and real long situations. You know, in talking to the offensive coaches, this is Jason Gilden coming off the left side, 92. They're very active on defense, very quick and very active, very mobile. These guys get after you. But one of the things that they felt like they had to do offensively was throw the football. The Steeler defense is number 2 against the run. They didn't feel like they could run on them.
Now the Eagles hit a punt downfield. Hutton gets the ball and living dangerously as they going up to get the punt at the 47-yard line. Blackwell, the rookie, does recover it, and the Steelers have very good field position.
Are you for real? 17 cents a pencil, 5 cents, you hear me, mister? 89 cents for thumbtacks. Don't make me laugh. What do you think this is, the 80s? Give me a break.
She's tough. Tough as nails.
What are you, a comedian? I thought you'd see it my way.
Nice touch.
Act tough. It'll be our little secret how you get the best deals on office supplies. Get over 7,000 supplies at guaranteed low prices. Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
Oh, if only I could swim. I would swim over there. And I would go up and I would say, hello, I'm Louie. How are you? Nice to meet you. And then I would grab the heads and I would hold them under the water like this. Yeah,
Louie, you are one sick lizard. presenting the rugged Montero Sport.
Well, hold on to that sandwich, because one bounce and it's mine. Oh, wait, this SUV ride's too smooth. I'm gonna starve. Unless, smooth ride, sleep.
The SUV with a surprisingly smooth ride.
Lunch is served.
The Montero Sport and Montero from Mitsubishi. Built for living.
Budweiser.
You stink! Get off the stage! Your mother's an iguana!
Hey, my mother's half iguana.
I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the Mitsubishi Montero Sport, the smooth-riding sport utility vehicle built for living. By Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. And by Staples, the office superstore.
The book on the Steelers in the NFL is that they're getting better all the time because their young quarterback Cordell Stewart is. In his last 8 games, 12 touchdown passes and 6 touchdown runs. And the Steelers are 7-1 over those 8 games. Here's Stewart taking a look. With his mobility, he eludes the rush, fires downfield and overshoots his man, Yancey Thigpen. You look now at the Steelers on offense. The offensive line, as good as any in the NFL. Dermontti Dawson is the textbook center. Defensive coordinators and other teams say you almost stop watching the Steelers' other players because it's like watching a clinic to watch him on tape how he plays the position. The all-pro center for Pittsburgh, anchoring a terrific offensive line at 2nd down and 10. The bus loses the ball. The Eagles might have it. They do. Well, the flak jacket, Jim, might cause some problems for the bus holding on to the ball.
Well, I'm sure that he's not used to wearing this. And again, you know, we found out this morning he's got a cracked rib, and he is wearing a flak jacket. So when you tuck that ball in there and you've got a flak jacket inside of your jersey, it makes it a little bit tougher to hang on to it, a little bit different feel for the running back. You know, one of the problems for the Eagles all year is the fact that they have not been turning the ball over defensively. They're tied for 30th in the NFL. That's important that they get some takeaways. It's a good start for their defense right there.
William Thomas stripped the ball. Willis looked like he was on it. Now the Eagles got their second possession, and Waters breaks it up the middle of the field. He's inside the 35-yard line and down to the 30. A 26-yard run, and that really revs up the vet in Philadelphia as the rookie cornerback for Pittsburgh, Chad Scott, brought him down. Well,
this is so important for the Eagles offensively to get a running game going. This Steeler defense is so tough to run against. As I mentioned earlier, they're 2nd in the NFL. So if they can get a running game going against these guys with an offensive line that's been beat up and not playing well, it's going to give them a tremendous amount of confidence.
That's a confidence booster right there. Busting through the Steeler defense for a 26-yard run. Again to Waters, nothing. He's shut down right at the 31-yard line.
One of the things that the Steelers, I mentioned how good they were against the run. You're going to get a few runs on them like Waters did the play before you, but you're not going to get it consistently. So on that time there, they lose a yard. That Steeler defense is going to come after you. They're going to get penetration. They're going to get linebackers and linemen upfield. They do a lot of stunning, a lot of slanting. It's tough to block them.
The Jets getting off to a big start as Leon Johnson, the rookie runner from North Carolina, returns a punt for a touchdown, and they lead the Vikings. It is 2nd down and just over 10. Hoying throws a quick out, gets his man, the tight end. That's Jason Dunn, and he's inside the 15, inside the 10, and he's going in. And the underdog Eagles take the lead on a 31-yard touchdown play.
Okay, one of the things that the Eagles felt like they had to do was throw it quick, and they're throwing it quick out to Dunn. Irving Fryer has two good blocks there. He blocks the cornerback, and then he blocks the linebacker. Excellent downfield blocking by Irving Fryer. He made that play get into the end zone.
And they got it in from 31 yards out, and the extra point is up and good by Boniol. So the Eagles take a 7-0 lead as the NFL on NBC continues.
How bad is it?
We're dead.
How dead?
Dead. Check out the flame mail.
How many hits so far?
Millions, billions, who knows?
We should have upgraded the server.
Can't. It's not scalable.
What now?
Lock the door.
Dr. Catherine Homrig cares for some very demanding patients in upstate New York.
I drive a lot. Some days I'll drive up to 300 miles a day to see my clients. With the weather being unpredictable, it's real important that I have a dependable vehicle.
Fortunately, this veterinarian drives the reliable Mitsubishi Galant.
I'm so happy with my Galant. I already have my new one picked out.
The Mitsubishi Galant, just one of the dependable family of sedans from Mitsubishi, built for living.
I've been equipment manager for the New York Jets for over 34 years. I've suited up more than 3,000 players. As long as I've worked this long, it's crazy to retire. The Jets are like my family. They're like my own kids.
This is the NFL on NBC.
The Steelers are coming with the blitz, so what they've got to do is they've got to get rid of the ball quickly. You're going to see Dunn go right out in the flat. Hoying's going to hit him quick. Now Irving Fryer up at the top gets a block on the corner, and he's going to get another block on the other defensive back coming in there. He makes the play go all the way for a touchdown. Good second effort by number 80, Irving Fryer. Hoying is fired up, and there's, who is that giving? Rodney Peete. Rodney Peete's giving him get it going, keep it going, good job, you know, and he needs that. A young quarterback needs that from a veteran quarterback like Rodney Peete to know that he's in his corner. He wants him to succeed. He wants the team to win. That's the kind of player that Rodney Peete is. Now this is an interesting stat here that the Philadelphia Eagles, as we said earlier, have been so bad in the kicking game. They're last in the league in where their opponent starts their drives after kickoffs. Their opponents average the 33-yard line. That makes it a short field for the Eagle defense.
And here is Will Blackwell returning the kickoff down the near sideline, and he gets it across the 35 and across the 40. And no sooner did you say it, Jim, about giving up bad field position or good position for the Steelers, and they get it.
Right, here's Blackwell, who they really like, a second-round player out of San Diego State. Nice block there, coming up the sideline. Now again, this makes it a short field for the Eagle defense. The Eagle defense has been playing well this year, but they can't get good field position. Good kickoff return. Again, tough situation for the Eagle defense.
Bettis is again the back. And they pitch to Jerome Bettis. The toss play, and the bus takes on people. Crack, rib, and all. He gets ahead for a gain of 4. Now we go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
All right, Don, at the Liberty Bowl, Tennessee and Buffalo, and the Oilers jump on top. Thurman Thomas loses the handle. Marcus Robertson is there to recover. He goes 25 yards for the touchdown with the extra point. The Oilers jump on top of the Bills, 7-0 in the first, Don.
Thank you, Greg. And it's 7-0 here at the vet in Philadelphia, where the Steelers gave it up on a fumble by Bettis, and the Eagles quickly capitalized. A 31-yard touchdown throw from Hoying to Jason Dunn. Long ball downfield as Cordell Stewart airs it out for Charles Johnson, but has too much on it. So Cordell is now 0 for 2 throwing the ball, and it'll be 3rd down and 7.
Well, one of the best things about Cordell Stewart, Don, is his arm strength. He's got excellent arm strength, and he was trying to hit Charles Johnson there with a deep ball, but Charles Dimry, the right corner, had very good coverage.
Dimry, a much traveled corner. The incumbent at that position, Bobby Taylor, is a terrific cover corner. He's out for the season after undergoing knee surgery. Eagles, as mentioned, have been hit hard by injuries. Let's see what Cordell does out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 7. He throws, makes the connection, but the Eagle defense is there. Brian Dawkins makes the stop. Will Blackwell was the guy who made the catch, but he was way short of the first down.
They needed 6 yards, and what Cordell Stewart is hoping right there is they hit Charles Johnson with a little quick pass, and he can run enough to make the first down. But the Eagle defense was right on top of him and made the tackle for just a very short gain, and now they got a punt.
So the Eagles with a 7-0 lead will get the ball back. Back deep for the Eagles is Freddie Solomon, number 84. He's waving a fair catch signal and takes the ball at the 20. A 33-yard punt, no return. The Eagles get it as we come back.
Presenting the rugged Montero Sport.
Well, hold on to that sandwich, because one bounce and it's mine. Oh, wait, this SUV ride's too smooth. I'm gonna starve. Unless smooth ride, sleep.
The SUV with a surprisingly smooth ride.
Lunch is served.
The Montero Sport and Montero from Mitsubishi. Built for living.
There's a new leader in property casualty with a new charge to give businesses new standards of safety, security, and service. Travelers Property Casualty. We give you something to hold on to and something to look forward to.
I like being in control. With this new Dinerex, I control the cause of my dandruff every day.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula. Its medicine doesn't just treat the symptoms, it controls a leading cause of dandruff called Pio Valley.
Now that's serious control.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula.
Two inseparable brothers in love with the same woman.
He stole her from me.
Brad Pitt, Julia Ormond, Legends of the Fall, 8/7 Central, NBC tonight.
Don't miss Eddie Robinson's final game. The Grambling legend walks the sidelines for the last time. History in the making of the State Farm Bayou Classic next Saturday on NBC.
Steelers coach Bill Cowher was an undrafted free agent rookie with the Eagles in '79. He was waived on the last day of training camp after playing a season with the Browns. Sitting out another year, he was traded to the Eagles, where he finished out his career. In his final season in '83, he was named most valuable player on special teams. He played in all 16 games, and here he is making a big special teams play against the Giants some years ago. Cowher told us yesterday Anthony Griggs, a linebacker, inadvertently hit him and injured his knee, and he had to call it a career. And he told Griggs one day he owes everything he has today to him.
Right, that last game was right here in Betts Stadium when he did play with the Eagles. It was on a kickoff return, and they were both blocking, but Griggs missed his guy and hit Cowher and put him out, and that was his last game as a player.
Bobby Hoyings in just his second game as a starter, working the offense for the Eagles. He's thrown for 1 touchdown. Here's another throw, a beautifully conceived pass play as Hoyings with a spin, play fake, guns the ball to Irving Fryer. And his 64th catch of the season's good for 13 yards.
You know, Irving Fryer has had a tremendous career, and he's having an excellent season this year. He is the guy that the Eagles look for on every passing play. What they try to do is put him in a position to get him open. He's the guy they're looking for. And this is the guy that the Steelers have got to guard, and they've got to defend and cover him.
Irving in his 14th year told us yesterday he's still as fast as he was, but he can't stop as fast as he could. Here's a long ball. Fryer's out there. He makes the play. Bobby Hoying with a thing of beauty, a 44-yard rainbow that Irving Fryer runs under.
Well, you talk about giving a quarterback confidence. Here's Irving Fryer. He's running down the field. A little hesitation right there, like he's going to run a hook. Keeps going. Gets Donnell Wolford reacting up on the short route, beats him deep. Good throw, though, by the quarterback. Excellent throw. Look at the protection. Good protection. Got all day to throw right there. Beautiful pass. Couldn't have been better.
So the Eagles, underdogs on their home field, challenging again. First down inside the Steelers' 25. Waters tries to cut back, and there's nothing there as the Steelers shut him down for no gain. The great speed of their linebackers, Holmes and Kirkland, the inside backers, so tough to beat with blocks.
Well, the interesting thing here about the Eagle offense, you can see they're ranked 5th in passing, 4th in total yards, but 28th in scoring. One of the reasons for this is they've had very poor field position. They've only started 6 drives in 11 games on the plus side of the 50. Even in this drive, they've had to go a long ways if they do get in the end zone.
Well, that one play was good for 44 yards. That gets you a lot closer. Here's Hoying with a screen pass. He gets it to Waters. Another tremendous play by the Eagles. And Waters gets inside the 10-yard line, a 14-yard gain. But this is Bobby Hoying. He had a linebacker in his face, and he made the completion.
Nice play by him. They're going to run a screen pass there to Ricky Waters. He's going to set up like he's going to block. They do a good job of getting the offensive lineman out there. Bubba Miller, number 65, is downfield. Nice play. Here's John Gruden, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles. Excellent young football coach in the National Football League. Probably destined to be a head coach someday. He's got to be fired up about this offense to this point.
They're moving the ball, and they now have it 1st and goal inside the 10. Handoff to Waters. Stutter snap, and Waters takes it down close to the 8. He came into the game with an even 800 yards rushing this season, 3.8 a carry. They said the per carry average really isn't his fault because the offensive line has been really in disarray because of the injuries. And of course, after the season, Jim, he'll be a free agent.
Right, he's a free agent, and there has been some talk that they will not re-sign him. He's got a big contract. He hasn't been as used as much these last few weeks in the offense, and you know, there's a lot of speculation as to whether or not he'll be back.
He probably won't be.
Probably won't be. That's right.
He's run 6 times for 27 yards. Hoying takes a look. He throws it. It's almost picked off. And then an offensive lineman almost got it, which would have been a legal reception because it caromed off another player. Steve Everett, the center, had his hands on the ball. He's used to snapping it but not catching it.
Well, again, what the Steelers have got to do, the guy they've got to take out of the passing game is number 80, Irving Fryer. And I'll tell you, the Eagles are going to have to throw the football. There's Fryer, number 80. The left side of your screen is going to run a corner route right there. Actually, he's throwing the ball to number 84, Freddie Solomon. Good job of coverage, though, by the Steelers.
And that brings up 3rd down and goal from the 9. Hoying, they pick up the blitz. Hoying throws to the end zone. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Eagles. Fryer with a sensational catch, kept his feet in, made the reception. And the Eagles have absolutely exploded on the favored Steelers, taking a 13-0 lead.
This is unbelievable. I did not expect this in any way. I thought the Steelers would come out and pretty much dominate that Eagle offense that's been struggling. Bobby Hoying has had an excellent game so far. Well, what a game he's played up to this point. And again, Irving Fryer, they got to take Irving Fryer out of the game. That Steeler defense has got to do a better job on him.
When you say take him out with the defense covering him. He's been wide open. 3 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. Aniol, the place kicker who had great years at Dallas but has struggled in Philadelphia, gets the extra point. The Eagles kick off when we come back.
Mitsubishi Motors presents a page from the playbook. Against the Vikings last year, Green Bay had a first down on the Viking 13 in a tie game.
If I know through that hot. Spread left, 3 jet scat, E option on 1, right?
Stay tuned to see how the Packers broke the deadlock.
The Mitsubishi Eclipse Spider GST.
Vorrei del pane tostato.
Vorrei del pane tostato.
The perfect way to express yourself in any language.
Dove sono le valigie?
Dove sono le valigie?
Buon gusto, sei bella e parli italiano.
Buon toast, vorrei una fetta de valigie. Ciao.
The Eclipse Spider and Coupe. Mirage and 3000 GT. The family of sports cars from Mitsubishi. Built for living.
You've been quiet.
I was talking to Okpik.
Okpik?
He's an Inuit.
An Inuit, huh?
He lives a long way away.
Well, so how do you talk to him?
With this.
Tell Okpik hello.
Okay.
With the Easy Access button on the new compact Presario, we're changing the way you get on the internet. The compact Presario 4800 series with Intel Pentium 2 processor.
There's Fryer right there, and what they try to do is get him in a position to get him open because he's the guy. Obviously, the Steelers bust this coverage. Levon Kirkland, number 99, there is actually supposed to drop wider and be in a position to defend that pass, but he doesn't do it. Now, Fryer is wide open. This shouldn't happen. This guy shouldn't be this wide open at this point. Excellent catch by Fryer, keeping both feet in bounds. The Steelers had to bust that coverage. When I say bust it, they made a mistake. They didn't play it correctly.
Fryer now up to 66 catches for the year. He has 5 touchdown catches, another short kick downfield. Andre Coleman comes up on the ball for the Steelers and turns it wide. And Coleman is out across the 30-yard line and out close to about the 33, a 16-yard return. Follow the NFL online at MSNBCSports.com. Randy Cross compares West Coast football to smash mouth football, and Gil Brandt investigates the Cowboys coaching situation and where George Seifert may wind up next season. Plus, Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, you can check with New York Giants safety Jason Sehorn and Giants quarterback Danny Cannell. It's all at MSNBCSports.com. What do the Steelers do now, Jim? They've got to get something cooking here. Does Cordell still not firing?
They need to score, you know.
Down 14-0. Handoff, Jerome Bettis, both hands on the ball after that early fumble. It was quickly turned into the first touchdown of the game, and he's to the 37-yard line. James Darling on the stop.
Well, the Eagles have been certainly more impressive at home defensively than they have been on the road, especially the rushing yards, 100 to 130 against them on the road. And their record 4-1 to 0-5-1. That's been amazing right there. They're off to a great start today at home. Look at that, 17 touchdowns to 3. That's a big difference.
They're up to some start indeed, up 14-0. Stewart hands off again. And again they go to Bettis. Certainly a bang at the Eagles defense. The Eagles expected the Steelers to run at the left side of the Philadelphia defense.
There's Emmett Thomas, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles, another excellent assistant coach, a young man that's been mentioned for head coaching jobs in the NFL. And I'm talking to Ray Rhodes on Friday out at the practice. He said, hey, I'm really concerned about losing Emmett, but he's ready for a head coaching job in the NFL.
They've had an excellent defense under Thomas since Rhodes has been here. Now it's third down for the Steelers. They trail 14-0. An all-out blitz. Cordell stands in, makes the throw, and it's a first down. As Courtney Hawkins breaks into the open area where the blitzer came from, and he's ahead for a 14-yard gain.
One of the things about the Steelers, Don, that's important at this point, you can see the humongous blitz right there. Number 55, Ray Farmer, hits him just as he throws the ball. There comes Farmer from the right side right there. Good job of blitzing.
And good job of hot reading.
But with the one thing about the Steelers have been behind before and have come back, so they're not going to panic in this situation.
Oh, no, they know how to win games. Handoff. Again, Jerome Bettis. He told us he's almost 260 pounds. They list him at 243. And as you pointed out, you learned earlier today, Jim, he is playing with a cracked rib, not a bruised back, as earlier indicated. He's run 5 times today for 17 yards. His first carry, though, was the fumble.
A fumble that probably was affected by the flak jacket that he's wearing, but as he plays more and carries the ball more, he'll get used to that and make an adjustment to it.
High set. Lester's his blast back, his up back to block. Pitch back. Goes to Cordell. Or goes from Cordell to Jerome Bettis, who comes near side inside the 30. A tremendous block by Tim Lester. He freed it up. An 11-yard gain.
Tim Lester is the fullback, number 34, and he makes a nice block there on James Darling. The thing about Bettis that's so impressive at 260 pounds is his ability to cut back and make people miss. You can see him there start to the right. He sees the hole, cuts it back all the way over to the left side, and that makes that play go. But again, it started by a key block by the fullback, Tim Lester.
Bus Jim's starting to pick up RPMs now. 4 carries for 22 yards, and here is Bettis again. So if he's hurting, it's not seeming to bother him as he takes it inside the 30-yard line, taken down by the defensive tackle Hollis Thomas.
Well, this is the yards per game for Jerome Bettis, and he's second in the National Football League, 112.5 yards per game. And whenever he rushes for over 100 yards, the Steelers have an excellent chance to win the football game. This has been their history since he's been with them.
Tremendous season is number 2 in the NFL in rushing, coming in over 1,200 yards through 11 games. Second down and 8. Cordell Stewart stands in. He comes in high. He was shooting at Charles Johnson, his teammate at Colorado, a few years back. Cordell is a second-half player. What he does in the first half has no resemblance to what he usually does in the second half.
It's incredible, the difference in his rating and his completions, his interceptions, his touchdown. And he's the guy that the coach has told us does a good job of adjusting during the course of the game. He'll come off the field on the sidelines and he knows what he did wrong. He knows what's happening to him out there. Does a good job of reading the coverages.
And above all, you have to watch him run. He's a threat on every snap, like right now on 3rd and 8. Here's a blitz. He stands in, fires, and again he comes in high. So the Eagle defense stands tall. Dimry broke it up. Blackwell, the rookie receiver, was his intended target.
Will Blackwell, the intended receiver there, is a second-round draft pick out of San Diego State. They like him. He's got good speed, been very productive for him. They're playing him more now as a rookie than they were earlier in the year. But Charles Dimry, number 38, has very good coverage on him right there. The pass was thrown a little bit high. Had it have been thrown lower, it had been a good chance for a completion. Cordell Stewart's got to get the ball down a little bit lower on that kind of route.
The Steelers practiced a fake field goal this week. Norm Johnson is the holder. The kicker, and he's going to put his foot into it, and Johnson, who is 1 for 1 from 50 yards, booms one from 47. So the Steelers are on the board.
One thing about the Steelers, now they're not going to lose patience in the running game especially. They know this is what wins them games. Give the big bus the ball, let him pound it up in there. And he can break the long run too.
So Johnson in his 16th year does great work again, hitting a 47-yarder. Coming up next on most of these NBC stations, it's game 2 of our doubleheader. Most of you will see Junior Seau and the Chargers go against Steve Young and the surging 49ers. Others will see Jacksonville go against Cincinnati. Now the KC Chiefs take on the Seahawks. Check your local listings for the game in your area. That's game 2 of our doubleheader coming up next on NBC. Doing some minor repairs on the bus on the sideline.
I don't think that rib's bothering the bus. I think we can forget about that being a factor in the game today. I think he's going to get the ball a bunch. He's going to run the football. We're not going to worry about that cracked rib. Obviously, he's not worried about it.
Somewhat ironic, the Rams didn't think that Bettis was a team player. They let him get away to the Steelers, where they say he's one of the leaders in the locker room, let alone on the playing field. And the Rams, ironically, also subsequently went to Lawrence Phillips. And that unhappy story continues as he was waived outright this week.
Yeah, Dick Vermeil, the head coach, when he did waive him, he was very emotional in his press conference. Dick Vermeil is one of those guys that takes very special interest in his players, and he had done a lot of work in trying to help Phillips.
Some people in that organization shed a few tears that they drafted him. Here's the return up the middle of the field out to the 29-yard line. Deuce Staley runs it back, and John Whitman makes the tackle after a 20-yard return. Bobby Hoying, who played on the Buckeye teams that came so close to national championships, putting up brilliant numbers today. 6 of 9 today, throwing the ball, 119 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's a great start. You can't ask for a better start than that for Bobby Hoying. I'll tell you, the pressure's been on that offensive line that's been struggling, and they've done a good job so far. They've got to keep doing a superb job.
Early on, the Steelers were in his face, but now he's getting a little more time. This one, errant throw as he was shooting to the near side, trying to get the ball to Freddie Solomon. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 at the 30-yard line.
I mentioned that Eagle offensive line, and in talking to the Eagle coaches, Ray Rhodes, John Gruden, the offensive coaches, they feel like this is the weakness of this team, and this is an area that they're gonna emphasize during the offseason to bring in some people. They got a couple of guards playing there today, Crafts and Miller, that really aren't starters and actually play another position. Crafts is a tackle and Miller's a center.
Yeah, they had a makeshift, trying to get an offensive line together. Now Bobby Hoying pauses, and all of a sudden he takes a jolting hit from Kevin Henry with his 3rd sack of the year.
Well, we were just talking about the offensive line, and you're going to see Kevin Henry, number 76, coming from the right side. Nice job there. They got to do a good job of protecting Hoying now. They can't get overconfident. This Steeler defense is going to come after him. They're going to keep coming after him.
And there's also some of it on Hoying's shoulders. He can't wait a long time. He knew yesterday when we talked to him he was going to have to take quick drops and get rid of it quickly. as Kevin Henry is going unblocked. Jermaine Mayberry, the left tackle. Now this time he comes up the middle.
There he is playing right over the nose tackle, and he just comes unblocked. They got to block him. Somebody made a mistake. When you get young players in there, or players that haven't played the position like Crafts and Miller, they're going to make mental errors. And if you make mental errors, you let people come free.
And he came free. Now the punt downfield to the rookie Will Blackwell, who fair catches the ball at the 46-yard line. So the Steelers down 14-3 again take over with good field position. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles, believe it or not, at one time were a joint team. Art Rooney, the founder of the Steelers, in order to engender more football support in the state for his Steelers, merged them with the Eagles, and they at one time were known briefly as the Steagles. The Eagles-Steelers team. Cordell Stewart sets his team 1st and 10. The favored Steelers down 14-3 in the first quarter. Stewart fires. Almost got it to Thigpen. Somehow Stewart was able to get the ball away with Hollis Thomas hanging on his leg, and there's a lineman down now. Looks like Thomas is down for Philadelphia.
This Hollis Thomas, the guy that's on the field hurt here, is an interesting story. He was an undrafted free agent, rookie free agent last year that came in and made the football team, and this year is a starter. Ray Rhodes said that the first time he saw him on the practice field, he liked this guy, knew he was going to be a player because he had a high motor, which means he really had great work ethic and hustle. What he did as a senior in college, he knew he probably wasn't going to get drafted, so he sent out a video to all 30 teams of his highlight plays from his senior year and his junior year, and he put rap music into the video. And Ray Rhodes said he got the video, he watched it, and he was kind of bouncing around in tune with the music. But it's kind of an interesting thing that he did there with the rap music.
Greg Jefferson, one of his own fellow linemen, the left end, falls on him, it looks like here, Jim.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what he did right there. Hollis Thomas just did a great job of power rushing. He got underneath that right guard and just pushed him back into the quarterback. That was a tremendous rush by Hollis Thomas.
And it positions the ball back at the 45-yard line of the Steelers, brings up 2nd down and 10. Hollis Thomas is a second-year player from Northern Illinois. He's enormous, not tall, 6 feet tall. He weighs 310 pounds. The Steelers bring Courtney Hawkins to the near side. Thigpen, who's been doubled the whole game long, the top receiver for the Steelers, is wide to the right, the top of your screen. Charles Johnson comes in motion. Another high, hard throw by Stewart, who's putting too much pop on the ball, and it's incomplete. You're watching the NFL on NBC, where the Eagles lead.
There's the snap. Williams, wide open. Oh, he blew it. Here come the team doctors.
Are you hurt? Yeah, I'm hurt. When people boo, it hurts my feelings.
Gonna be a while? Grab a Snickers.
Post-incompletion stress disorder.
The AFC playoff picture starting to come into focus a bit. You know Denver's going to be there with the best record in the conference. Jacksonville, Miami, and Pittsburgh all look like playoff teams. So does Kansas City. The Jets right now are tied up with Minnesota. Johnson just threw for a touchdown to Jake Reed to tie that game at 7-all. New England and Seattle on the bubble right now.
How about this? New England, last year's Super Bowl team for the AFC. If they had the playoffs today, they wouldn't even be in them.
That's right.
They got a
lost
big
5 of their
today.
last 7 games.
Yeah, and a humongous game today versus the Dolphins.
They're tied up right now with the Dolphins. Are the Patriots at 3-all. Now we're ready now to start the second quarter as we look at the first quarter numbers here at the Vet.
Well, there's a huge difference in total yards offensively. Philadelphia with 125 to 47 yards for Pitt. Part of this is for the field of possession. Philadelphia's almost had the ball for 9 minutes. Tremendous advantage for the Eagles over the Steelers through that first quarter.
The Steelers have a quick strike offense, though. They can make it happen fast. Stewart fires long. Beautifully timed throw taken in by Johnson. His 21st catch as he extends to the ball for a 12-yard gain and a Steeler first down.
Well, they're going to take advantage of some soft coverage by Charles Dimry, the right corner. He's playing way off of Johnson. So Johnson's just going to come down and run the out route, and way too much cushion by Dimry to stop that kind of route anyway.
Most fearless man, Jim, in the NFL since, I think, Ernest Givens, Charles Johnson. He'd dive headfirst into a buzzsaw to catch a football.
Very tough.
He's been banged up because of it, but he's a tremendous part of the Steelers' success since he's come in from Colorado. The bus breaks it. Bettis rolls ahead down to the 31-yard line. He rips off a gain of almost 10 yards.
Now the Eagles on defense were going to blitz that time. You're going to see Zordich come up the middle. You're going to see James Willis 50 come up the middle. Now what happens when you blitz people like that? Sometimes you leave gaps open. You get people upfield, and there's an opening in the middle, and that's what happened that time. They brought Willis and Zordich, and Bettis popped it.
Bettis told us that he doesn't think the defensive players that he faces like that moniker, as he called it, the bus. Oh, he's talking stuff to him, or they're going to stop the bus. Here's a throw downfield. Johnson comes down with the ball, but he was bobbling it. Official right there ruling that he did not have possession. Hollis Thomas again was getting a rush up the middle on Cordell Stewart.
You know, when they talk about Hollis Thomas, this is the pass here. Hollis Thomas has got pressure on Cordell. That's a tough call right there. He might have dragged that other foot in. He's got one foot down for sure. The ball is thrown too high, for one. The left foot comes down, can't see the right foot. The official was right on it, though, so he must have made a good call. Hopefully he did.
And it goes as an incomplete pass. That brings up 2nd down and 10 Steelers. Early in the second quarter, they trail in the game 14-3. I'm tricky with Jim Moore. Cordell Stewart starts up the middle, and he gets slammed by William Thomas, the Pro Bowl linebacker, as we go back to Greg in New York.
All right, Don, Colt so far today, over 13,000 for his great career. They're in the second quarter, Don.
He's worth the money, isn't he, Jim?
I guess.
That's a huge contract. He's been better than ever.
You talk about being special.
3rd down and 11. Here comes a blitz. Cordell stands in. They get him a sack all the way back at the 48-yard line. Michael Zordich, the veteran out of Penn State, comes up the middle and gets the sack. A 14-yard loss on the play.
When the Eagles get into their 3rd down defense, what they do is they bring 36 Michael Zordich up around close to the line of scrimmage. Sometimes he plays coverage, sometimes he blitzes. That time he came free, nobody blocked him. This guy's a good football player, Zordich. He's been in the league for a while, been with a couple teams. He's with the Jets, he was with the Cardinals. He's the leader of that Eagle defense. He knows as much about that Eagle defense as Emmett Thomas, the coordinator. He gets everybody in position.
A huge play there by Zordich, and here's the punt hit downfield. It'll roll inside the 10-yard line, and the Steelers will down it inside the 5. A 41-yard punt, and it's all net yards, no return.
The story? Get the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. Introducing the Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. Peterson's 4-wheel and off-road magazine's 4x4 of the year.
Great timepieces are built to run forever without replacing batteries. But only one of these is smart enough to run forever on any kind of light. Echo Drive from Citizen. live at the speed of light.
For years, you've heard the debate.
Duracell. Energizer.
Which battery lasts longer?
Duracell.
Recent tests prove that Duracell outlasts Energizer in the devices you use most. Better make it the alkaline battery proven to last longer. Better make it Duracell.
Okay, last time. You have your documents, passports, visas.
With the Creativity Imaging Center that can capture and send images.
Scared? This should help.
The new compact Presario 4800 series with Intel Pentium 2 processor can change the way you look at life.
Say hello to your new daughter.
The Presario 4800 series from Compaq.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Jeep, makers of the Jeep Grand Cherokee, Cherokee, and Wrangler. By Compaq, the most popular computer in the world. By Citizen, today more than ever, Citizen is how the world tells time. And by Coors Light, who reminds you the three most important words are, hey, beer man.
Don Criqui with Jim Mora back at the sold-out Vet in Philadelphia. The Eagles starting this drive in the second quarter deep in their own end, but they're a surprise leader, 14-3, as the young quarterback Bobby Hoying has thrown for 2 touchdowns for the Eagles. Hoying making just his second NFL start, hands off to Waters, and the 7-year veteran from Notre Dame, with that change of pace step of his, strides out to the 15-yard line. Irving Fryer, the 14-year veteran, is a tremendous comeback story. His life was really in disarray. It was in flames at one point, and he bounced back.
All right, he admitted to us on Saturday that he was drinking too much. He was using marijuana, actually freebasing cocaine. But he decided to get his life together, and he's been clean for the last 8 years, and has got his bachelor's in Bible studies this last offseason.
He's now an ordained minister. Here is Kevin Turner, the fullback who's playing hurt, getting a carry. On a short yardage play, he's ahead close to the 19-yard line, and it looks like Turner might have a first down. He does.
You know, getting back to Fryer, Don, he told us that he's got his bachelor's degree in biblical studies from a college in South Florida this offseason, and he wants to have his doctorate in theology by the time he's 40. We asked him if he wanted to have his own church. He says no. He says being a pastor in a church is tougher than being a head coach. I don't know about that, but he wants to be an evangelist, and I think it'll be a good one.
I tell you, I don't think I've ever seen a guy turn his life around. He was in trouble a few years ago. And now he's just a standout as a leader of the team and still as a performer. Here's a throw downfield. There is no interference call. The hit was timed perfectly by Darren Perry.
Getting back to Fryer again, you know, he said that the person that he credits with helping him turn his life around was the head coach of the Patriots when Fryer played there, Raymond Berry. Raymond Berry is a real straight shooter and a good guy and a good family man, and he said he had a lot of patience with Fryer. You know, he's talked to him, he met with him, he helped him, he counseled him, and he thought that Raymond Berry was the key guy in his turnaround.
Said he never gave up on me when maybe he should have. And that really keyed his comeback as Waters again tries to run, and 277-pound Levon Kirkland, who is an all-pro linebacker if there ever was one, makes a jolting stop.
Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator, I asked him, I says, why are you guys so good against the run? He says it starts in the middle. We've got a linebacker that weighs 277 pounds. That's unique. We've got a nose tackle that weighs 320. And he says the little guy in the group is Holmes at 255. He says it's tough to run against those guys.
And it has been up the middle, although Waters did break the one long run today to set up the second touchdown. Here's a throw, Hoying with a bit too much lead on it. To the veteran Irving Fryer. They're working on the rookie Chad Scott, the #1 draft choice of the Steelers out of Maryland, who's played very well, number 30.
Right, they like him a lot. He's had some injuries, so he hasn't been able to play as much as they'd like, but they think he's going to be an excellent football player in the league.
Now the Steeler defense now gets the Eagles offense off, 3 and out. For the first time today after that opening series, and Blackwell could give the Steelers very good field position as he fades back to field the punt. And it's down by an Eagle at about the 40-yard line. So again, Pittsburgh will start in good field position at their 40. That was a 50-yard punt. And no return. The ball boomed downfield by Tommy Hutton. As the NFL on NBC continues.
You just hold this and you know you're going to get a close shave.
Remington introduces the new shape in shaving.
The angle to the face, just right.
Dynamite body.
It looks like a sports car. It's easy to maneuver. It's a Remington.
These side grips are a stroke of genius.
Now I can see what I'm trimming.
My old shaver felt like a block of cheese.
The shape was so cool. I got one for my husband.
I can't believe I'm in love with an electric. But look at this shave. My old shaver is history.
Remington's new dual microscreen, built to shave incredibly close.
And they guarantee it.
There are a lot of things out there that will make your heart beat faster. This is one of them. Jeep Cherokee. With full-time select-track four-wheel drive and quadra-link suspension, it's sure to quicken anybody's pulse. Now get Jeep Cherokee with all these features, including air conditioning at no extra charge.
They're going to re-punt after a flag puts the Eagles 5 yards more back. Hutton booms another beauty. And this one, actually, the Steelers should have taken the first one. They just started at their 40. Now they'll start at their 34. So Hutton really delivers the goods for the Philadelphia Eagles, the third-year punter out of Tennessee, a 51-yarder with no return.
Well, that was a great punt, as you said, by Hutton, and they needed it to get out of that bad field position they had. The interesting thing to me so far is the Steelers have had very good field position on most of their drives today. I know they started one on the plus side of the 50, one right around the 50, here at their own 35, but they only got 3 points.
Cordell Stewart sets his team with double wide receivers right. Johnson in motion. Bettis follows the power blocks. Steelers shoot the blockers. Brett Hall blows the play up, coming in from the right tackle position and knocks him down. No gain on the play. Second down and 10.
The defensive coaches told us that Brett Hall is having his best year as an Eagle and maybe his best year in the NFL. He was an undrafted player for the Niners, and when Ray Rhodes was the defensive coordinator there, and when Ray got the job here, he wanted Brett Hall on his team. Great effort player, has a tremendous motor.
And he used that motor there as he stopped the bus. Second down and 9. Again, they go to Bettis. And he gets close to the 39-yard line, which will bring up third down and about 6. Bettis told us yesterday he doesn't think he'll ever beat Jerome again. He said he goes into a mall in Pittsburgh and from all about they start yelling the bus is here at him.
He would like them to use his name more. He said he never hears Jerome.
Every year he brings Tim Lester, his blocking back, to the Pro Bowl with him. He said he's not going to give Lester carte blanche on the broom service anymore. Even with his big contract, he can clean them out. He gets airplane fare in a hotel, no food henceforth. Here's Cordell on the run. Look at him go. Cordell Stewart down to the 37-yard line. 24-yard gain. He was trapped and off he went.
One of the two big concerns for the Eagle defense was, one, stop the bus, and number 2, don't let Cordell scramble. The important thing here when you're rushing Cordell is to keep your defensive linemen in good rush lanes. If one guy gets pushed out of his lane too far to the right or the left, that opens up a running lane for Stewart. That's what happened that time.
You see where Cordell stands among the rushing quarterbacks. McNair of the Oilers is the leader. The bus, both arms on the ball. That was the exact play on the opening play of the game that he fumbled on, that the Eagles recovered and soon after had the first score of the day. Eagles lead the game 14-3 with 7:55 to play in the first half.
One thing about having a quarterback like Stewart, you know, he puts so much pressure on the defense when a guy can run like that. And you've got good coverage, you've got a good rush, all of a sudden, bam, and he's busted up there for a first down. You got to start all over again on defense.
Bettis is starting to pile up the yards. 11 carries for 52 yards now for the Steelers. And more of the same as Jerome Bettis rockets into the left side of the Eagle defense down to the 26-yard line. Middle backer James Willis knocks him down.
Well, the best center in football right now is Damani Dawson, the center for the Steelers. You're going to see him pull. He's a very good athlete. He's pulling around there, and he's going to block on the linebacker and do a very good job on that time. Willis comes off the block and gets in on the tackle. But Damani Dawson, they like to pull him. You don't see many centers pulling like that, but he does it because he's such a good athlete.
He told us that's what he thinks his greatest strength is, his ability to run. Pick off would-be tacklers on the run. Jerome Bettis runs on the straight ahead carry. A first down power dive takes the ball to the 23-yard line. So the Steelers, who were stunned early and trailed 14-0, now start to methodically move the ball with their power run game.
Yeah, you can see James Willis in the middle. Well, that's not the play right there, but he makes a nice play. You know, talking about Dawson, Don, the Steelers have had 3 centers in the last 33 years, and they've all been excellent players. Ray Mansfield, Mike Webster, and Damani Dawson. All these guys are great players. 3 centers at one position in 33 years. That's amazing.
And every one of the best in the league when he played. Bettis on second down is shut down by the Eagles. Rhett Hall makes another play. Defensive tackle, they've been unable to block well today.
Well, you know, I think one of the things they've done, both Rhett Hall and Hollis Thomas, the 2 inside guys there, are playing excellent games today, and they're a key to this run defense. If they can hold their own against there, it's gonna be tough for those Steelers to continue to run the football up the middle.
The Eagles coming off a disappointing tie game last week at Baltimore. 10-10 tie. The 8th play of the drive is coming up now. Ordell Stewart sets himself. The crowd kicks in. Tough to call signals. Conley stands in. The ball is slapped back at him. The Eagle defense holds again. Zordich, the safety, coming right up the middle. And so was Mamulo coming on the rush in the right end.
Zordich is such a tough guy, and he's been in the league a while, and he knows what people like to do offensively. There he comes. The left side, putting pressure on him. Mike Mamulo from the right side, the defensive right end, who's also a good rusher, was putting some pressure, coming hard off the corner.
And that sets up Norm Johnson. We were talking fake field goal earlier. You have a quarterback as the holder, Tomczak. Norm Johnson's first try today was from 47 yards, and it was good. This is a 39-yarder. Again, he kicks it. Well done by Johnson. He is now 15 for 17 this season for the Steelers. That helps you get to 8 wins and 3 losses. So the Steelers inch closer, but the Eagles still hold the lead. Thanksgiving Day for more exciting NFL action at the special time of 3:30 Eastern with the NFL on NBC. Then it is a football feast as Eddie George and the Oilers go against Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys. Plus, don't miss a special live halftime show with the Cowboys' Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Herschel Walker, and country star Reba McEntire as she premieres What If in tribute to the Salvation Army. That's the NFL on NBC, Thanksgiving Day at 3:30 Eastern Time. Norm Johnson, the 16-year veteran from UCLA, 9 years at Seattle, 4 years at Atlanta, now in his 3rd year with Pittsburgh. Picked up as a free agent, and he's kicking like an all-pro.
Well, he's been in the league a long time, as you mentioned, and he spent some years with Atlanta. I'll tell you, a few years ago when I was with the Saints, when we wanted to restructure Morton Anderson's contract, and we waived him with the hope of re-signing him at a lesser amount. Norm Johnson was the kicker for Atlanta. We had no idea that they would cut Norm Johnson and sign Morton, but they did. It really shocked us, and it hurt us in losing Morton. Dumb decision on my part to even waive Morton.
I'll tell you, an amazing decision that they would cut Johnson, but it's been to the benefit of the Steelers. Is running it back for the Eagles is the rookie Deuce Staley, and he's out across the 25-yard line, a 16-yard return. Donnie Jones makes the special teams tackle for Pittsburgh. They're leading this game. Here is a good throw by Hoying, goes to his tight end. Hoying with good touch on the ball, and also has been able to throw deep. He hit the 144-yarder. Jimmy Johnson, one of his tight ends, takes the ball down and is quickly tackled by Donnell Wolford.
Well, they can take the deep shots on these 2 corners, Scott and Wolford. In fact, Ray Rhodes felt like they could do that, but they can't do it often. They've got to work that short passing game most of the time.
Cordell only 28 yards passing. You see what Bobby Hoying has done. He goes back to the run. Waters, he runs across the 35-yard line out to the 36. Waters and the bust, Jerome Bettis, they were at Notre Dame at the same time. Waters was put on the bench by Lou Holtz because he fumbled a lot, which was a problem in the pros at times. But he's put up the numbers. Ricky Waters over 1,400 yards rushing last year. You know, 353 carries. I mean, the guy's got to be strong.
He's strong. He's very strong. You know, he's a great receiver. He's got tremendous hands. In fact, at Notre Dame one year, they made him a wide receiver.
He's from nearby Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. High school All-American as the drop and throw, and this time Hoying comes in high, and the Steelers are there to cut Irving Fryer, an on-time hit by Donnell Wolford. 2nd and 10.
Well, they're just trying to work the short stuff, but Donnell Wolford makes a good break on the ball and come up. But the problem there, the pass was thrown too high. Now it went through Fryer's hands, but you can't expose your receivers like that to those defensive backs. You got to get the ball down. You're going to get them all hurt.
Eagles came into this game leading the NFC in total offense, but tied for 28th in the league in scoring. So they can move the ball, but they've had problems scoring. Not today. Here's Waters on the run. It's a foot race. Wolford has an angle. They finally get him at the 27-yard line, but it is a 36-yard pass play.
Well, this is a good play by Bobby Hoying, and what helped here, you're going to see Ricky Waters. He's going to block. He's going to block, and Hoying's looking for Fryer. He's looking over to the left, but he's got time to throw, so Ricky sneaks out into the flat there, and he hits him. Good presence and poise by Hoying. Plus, give the offensive line some credit for giving him some time to do that, to go to his secondary receiver, which he did there.
And Cowher knows his Eagles are in deep today. They're in tough against this young quarterback playing with such poise and such accuracy throwing the ball. The handoff. There's Garner turning it to the near side, and Charlie Garner still on his feet, gets inside the 10-yard line. There's a flag down, could be a face mask. It was an 18-yard gain if it goes.
One of the things they like about Charlie Garner is he's got more speed than Ricky Waters, and they think that maybe he can break the big play a little bit more, but they like him too. And when you got both those guys as running backs in your offense, you're in pretty good shape.
We have a face mask foul on number 30, defense. 5-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Chad Scott, the rookie, called for a face mask.
I think the impressive thing here by Garner is not the fact that he cuts it back, but he breaks tackles. He broke a tackle there at the line of scrimmage. He breaks a tackle there on Scott. This guy's not a real big guy, but he's showing some strength right there.
He's actually, Jim, 35 pounds lighter than Waters. He's only 185, Garner.
He looks strong there. Look at him. He's gonna break a tackle there. Watch him break a tackle. Chad Scott's gonna come up, try to tackle him high, breaks that tackle, and gets the penalty besides.
And it is 1st and goal for the Eagles as they go to the run. Waters stopped by the Steelers at the 5, a gain of less than a yard. Levon Kirkland in his 6th year from Clemson. Levon Kirkland walks into a room in a suit, and everybody notices it. Very disciplined player, came from a very disciplined background, had to ask his dad every single day if he could go to practice. Said he always said yes, but that's just the way it was. He checked out how things were going in school. Had you done your chores? And if you checked off right on the list, you go to practice. But if you didn't, you stayed home after school. We're down to the 2-minute warning with the Eagles in the lead as the NFL on NBC continues. Ray Rhodes has to be pleased. He might have had some good locker room oratory before this game, I think.
But I'll tell you one thing. I bet we don't see him smile the whole day, even if they're winning. I've never seen him smile on the sideline.
That sure wasn't a smile. But right now, his team in position to take a 21-3 lead. Waters shoots into the gap and is thrown back by the Steelers.
Well, they've run the ball twice here now on 1st and 2nd down, and that's a tough defense to run against.
Now a timeout signal with 1:51 to go in the half. Dan Marino, the one thing he can't do is run, but he can sure throw it.
Well, you talk about a team needing to win. Those Patriots do today. They need to get a win, get back, and they're in the race, but they don't make the playoffs if the playoffs are today, and they need to get some heat off Pete Carroll. There's been some criticism of him up there, and certainly he doesn't need it, doesn't deserve it, really.
Some criticism has been absolutely a deluge. I mean, they skewering that team. Then you hit 3 guys going out to the rock concert and jumping into the crowd.
You know what, though? If they'd have been winning, they wouldn't have made anything of that. Those 3 guys jumping into the crowd.
It does cover some malfeasance, doesn't it, when you're winning?
Yeah, it helps a lot.
The Eagles challenging. 3rd down comes up. The Steelers with all that speed in their defense. Matt Hoying, he steps, takes a look, and they get him. Tremendous defense by Pittsburgh. LaVon Kirkland staying right in the middle and waiting for the quarterback to come to me, and he did.
Well, he was looking for Fryer out to the right, but Donnell Wolford had Fryer covered well. It was one-on-one coverage, and Donnell Wolford did a nice job. It's going to be up to the right side of your screen. Right there. Donnell's got on him right there. No chance to throw to him. Hoying comes back, but everybody else is covered, and he has to run, and he can't get it in. There's another shot of Fryer. Going to do a little in move there and then break it outside, but Donnell doesn't fall for the in move, and he's right on top of him. Nice job of keeping his eyes on the receiver. So often you see backs look back at the quarterback and then they lose the receiver. Donnell Wolford kept his eyes on the receiver the whole way. That's the way you got to do it when you're playing man coverage, especially down in the goal line area.
Irving Fryer with the little hitch in his step as the place kicker Chris Boniall comes out now, and he's got huge money to come here from Dallas as a free agent, but it's been an adventure. He's only made 63% of his field goals as an Eagle, which is the low in the NFL. In 3 years at Dallas, he made 87%. 1 year he made 27 out of 28 for the Cowboys. This is a sure shot, and Boniall drives it through the middle. So the Eagles build their lead, taking a 17-6 lead over the favored Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, the Eagles again have been hurt all year by special teams play, and as I said earlier, one of the coaches said, hey, if we can just make a field goal, I'll feel good. And this was a kind of a gimme field goal, but Boniall put it through there. There's a big 3 points for the Eagles going in at halftime, 17-3. I'm really amazed at how this offense has moved the ball against the Steeler defense. They've done it with some big plays. You know, they've hit some big ones. Ricky Watters running the ball, throwing the ball a little bit. This is Joe Wessel, the special teams coach. I told him yesterday, I said, I see you more on TV than I do the head coach, because they've taken so much criticism for their kicking game that the TV cameras usually spotlight on him when they're not doing well. Here's an opportunity for him to be on the screen when they've just made a field goal.
Yeah, he's on for all the right reasons today. His special teams are playing great.
And Joe is a good coach, and they just had trouble making plays in the kicking game. They get guys in position to make plays on coverage or catching punts and things like that, and they just find a way to goof it up, you know, not make the play when they're supposed to. And like you said earlier, Boniall has just not had a good year.
Now the kickoff hit downfield. The Steelers, with just 1:42 on the clock, bring the ball back. On the fly is Will Blackwell, the rookie receiver who is their kick returner, out to the 29-yard line. A marker comes in after a 21-yard return. One of the things people in the league have marveled at about the Steelers organization is the way they've replaced the free agents. They've had 26 players lost to free agency since the NFL began allowing player movement in '92. I mean, key players, but they plug guys in who are as good as or better. It's amazing.
I'll tell you why they do it, Don. They do a great job at drafting. This team does as good a job at drafting as any team in the league.
No face mask foul on the play. First down.
And the reason, and what this does here, they've always got good young players ready to take the place of the veterans that they lose. They lose linebackers. They bring a Holmes in. They've got a defensive lineman by the name of Orpheus Roy, who they like a lot. He steps in, ready to play. Chad Scott, their #1 pick this year, he's starting. The Eagles' #1 pick can't see the field.
Exactly. The Eagles have struggled in the draft room. Dropping Cordell Stewart, an out pattern, beautifully thrown ball, a completion, and an out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:29 to play. So again, we check the ticker, and the Patriots playing with a vengeance today at home, blowing out Miami at this point. And Dallas has rallied to take a lead. Look at Deion Sanders interception return for a touchdown at Green Bay.
He's usually good for a big player, too.
How would you rate him, Jim, among the defensive backs in the league?
You want me to be honest? Or?
Yeah.
Well, I think he's a tremendous athlete. It's tough to throw on him because he's a great cover guy. Doesn't like to hit anybody, and I like defensive players that like to hit people. But he's paid to cover, not to hit people. But, you know, he's a great athlete, and I'll tell you, when he's out there covering your receiver, you don't go to that receiver very often. He's a heck of a player. And he rises to the occasion, just like here. He made an interception return for a touchdown. He's a big playmaker. He's an impact guy, and you got to have those kind of people on your football team.
Kind of guys that wins games. The Eagles defense has done a very good job on Yancey Thigpen, who's probably headed to the Pro Bowl for a second straight year. He came in with 52 catches to lead the Steelers. He still has just one catch so far today for 9 yards, as the George Jones, a rookie runner, takes the ball for the Steelers across the 45-yard line, and he's ahead for a first down. Steelers aligning without a huddle. Game clock, as you see, down to 107. They're going to be offside, Jim. Make it good.
Yeah, I'm not sure that John Jackson, the left tackle, didn't move too. I know Greg Lloyd started, and then I saw Jackson kind of. Greg Lloyd started, and then. Oh, that's Dent?
Richard Dent.
Okay, I'm sorry. God, what am I doing? You talk about him.
Offside, number 95, defense, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Richard Dent, we all remember him.
Yeah, he's been around, hasn't he?
Richard's my name, they call me Dent. If the quarterback ain't careful, he's going to get bent. In the Super Bowl shuffle. Third in the NFL in sacks for all time, isn't he? He's up to like 133 and a half or something.
That's right. History of the league.
Although Deacon Jones says he had more than anyone, but they didn't count it. Here's Cornell going long, and a pickoff. What an interception. Troy Vincent. Man, what a play. You play him on the other side of the ball, you might put him as a wide receiver.
Yeah, this is tremendous coverage by Troy Vincent. They're trying to go for the zone here, and he's covering Charles Johnson man for man all the way. Keeps a nice cushion. Now he's looking back for the ball because he's got that good cushion, and makes a really good interception. Not a very well thrown football, but the whole key there is the coverage by number 23, Troy Vincent. Kept that good cushion. When you've kept that good cushion on a receiver, then you have the opportunity to look back at the ball, and then when you're looking back at the ball, it's a lot easier to make that interception. That's good technique by a corner there. Man-to-man coverage.
And the Eagles will take their winnings to the locker room as they'll run out the first half, winding down, building a stunning 17-6 lead over the red-hot Pittsburgh Steelers, who've won 7 of 8. After losing 2 of their first 3 this year.
Yeah, this is a shot here at the takeaway leaders coming into this game, and you can see Pittsburgh was number 2 in the league, and the problem with one of the problems with that Eagle defense is they haven't been able to get the ball back, but they've got 2 today, 2 big ones.
Bobby Hoying, young quarterback from Ohio State, with an absolutely spectacular first half. He was under tremendous pressure to start the game. They were all over him, but he stood in. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns. 8 of 15 is Hoying for 161 yards and 2 scores. Stay tuned for the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report with Greg Gumbel, Chris Collinsworth, Sam Weich, and Joe Gibbs. They'll bring you up to date with scores and highlights from around the league, as well as a conversation with 49ers quarterback Steve Young. We'll be getting to that after these words from your local station.
Apparently he thought it was, and he wants to be 100% the second half. Doesn't want that flak jacket bugging him.
Bonial kicks off. Coming up on the ball is Will Blackwell for Pittsburgh. It didn't work in this league, running away from your blockers, trying to go wide. A 5-yard return. As we now check the Coors Light halftime statistics. Passing yardage, what a difference. 161 for Hoying and the Eagles, just 37 for Cordell.
Here's another key stat right there, Don. 2 turnovers for Pitt, none for Philadelphia. And that's been a big thing for both these teams. The Steelers have been getting the turnovers, and the Eagles haven't. They got 2 today.
Steelers have 10 turnovers to their credit in the last 2 games. Handoff to Jerome Bettis, and he is stuffed back inside the 15-yard line.
Well, they've done a good job against the Steeler offense, the running game, and this has been the key to that defense. If you can stop the running game of the Steelers, you got a good chance to win. Good aggressive play there by the 2 linebackers, 51 Thomas and 50 James Willis.
They're good mobile linebackers.
Thomas is not a big guy, but he's very aggressive, very tough.
That's what you call the RH factor, running hit.
That's right. That's important on defense.
Cordell on second down, throws down the middle. Charles Johnson is wide open. And Johnson's out across the 40-yard line to the 42. A 37-yard gain on second down and 10. And the Steelers move on with a big pass play.
Well, maybe we're starting to see the Cordell Stewart in the second half. You know, he starts off here with a good play. They're in man coverage. Darling's covering the receiver there, and that opens up the zone there for Johnson. But again, Cordell, he likes his second half, so he's off to a good start there with that play.
Takes Cordell a half to warm up. And he gets cooking. Here's the pitch back. Jerome Bettis, with lots of moves, is out to the 45-yard line, gained about 4. Hit hard by Vincent and Zordich, a couple of the defensive backs.
Well, they're going to keep giving him the ball until the game gets to a point where they've got to throw the ball. He's their offense. He's the best part of their offense, and they've got to keep giving him the ball. They got plenty of time to run the football and still win this football game.
Jerome enjoys going to the schools and singing to the little children about the wheels of the bus go round and round. He goes on and on, driving ahead for a gain of almost 4. Cordell, timing throw, makes the connection. Breaking the tackle is Charles Johnson on the run. He's out of bounds at the Eagles' 37-yard line. A gain of 18 yards on the play.
Well, that time the Eagles did blitz, but the Steelers picked up the blitz, which gave Stewart time to throw. Now he hits Johnson with the short pass, and Dimry comes up. He's got to make that tackle. You got to wrap that guy up, and you got to make the play. That's just bad tackling on Dimry's part.
Dimry couldn't wrap him up. Charles Johnson, who's been troubled by injuries this season, has 23 catches for the year. What a player. Former #1 pick out of Colorado. Cordell, who sets up so quickly, looking long. He's got a man out there, but it's picked. Intercepted. Dimry, who just missed on the tackle, makes the intercept and runs it back for the Steelers out to the 30-yard line.
Well, most of those defensive backs will tell you, Don, if you ever question their physical toughness, and Dimry's a tough guy. He missed that tackle, but he's a tough guy. They'll say, hey, they pay me to cover, not to hit people. Made a good interception there.
Like a rock, I was strong as I could be. Like a rock, nothing ever got to me.
As the years go by, some slow down and take it easy. Some don't.
Like a rock,
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
like a rock.
I like being in control. With this new Dinerex, I control the cause of my dandruff every day.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula. Its medicine doesn't just treat the symptoms, it controls a leading cause of dandruff called Peel Valley.
Now that's serious control.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula.
Still shaving with blades? We know how you feel about that. The Norelco Reflex Action Razor. Anything closer could be too close for comfort.
Important email, sir.
Wilson, this system does connect all our offices?
39 countries, sir.
At a cost of?
Over 4 million.
And it is meant to turn us into a lean, mean global machine?
Yes, sir.
But instead it tells us that some person called Corky in Denver is giving away kittens.
Kittens, sir?
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Norelco Reflex Action Razor, anything closer could be too close for comfort. By Duracell, when it better work, better make it Duracell. And by Prestone Antifreeze, protect your car in the Prestone Zone.
Back to the vet in Philadelphia. After the interception by Dimry, Eagles with their first possession of the second half. Hoying with a timing throw, lobbed over the middle for a completion, good for 7 yards. Catching the ball was Irving Fryer. The man who says he's as fast as he ever was, but he stopped slower. He stopped in a hurry there as he was hit. He's caught 4, though, Jim, for 72 yards.
He's having another good game, and he's had a terrific year and just keeps rolling along. The Eagles like to have him for another 3 years, they told us. He said he's ready.
Yeah, he's 9th all time in career receiving and yardage in the NFL's history.
Keeps himself in tremendous condition.
He looks good, yeah. He's from nearby Camden.
The high school here was a terrific high school player. Then went to Nebraska. Had a great career there with the Patriots. #1 guy picked in the draft. But I think really blossomed as an NFL player after he got his life straightened out. Personal part of it.
I remember him in the college game of the 80s, the '84 Orange Bowl, when Miami upset Nebraska 31-30. Handoff goes to Waters, going straight up the middle. And 3rd and short, Waters gets the first down. Levon Kirkland makes the stop, but the Eagles capitalize, and now they looking to run some clock here, Jim, with the big lead.
Well, just like Tim Lester is a key factor in the running game for the Steelers, Tim Lester, or Kevin Turner, the fullback for the Eagles, he's mainly a blocker for Waters, and he did a nice job on that last play.
Hoying, out pattern, beautifully thrown ball. I'd spiral right where it had to be, and he got it in on one of the very best defenders in the NFL, Carnell Lake, for a 10-yard gain. Solomon makes the catch.
Again, take a look at the fullback, 34, Turner. Here again, we mentioned doing a good job on the last play. He said it does a nice job there pass blocking, picking up the blitzing linebacker. And Hoying makes a nice throw to Solomon. Solomon's a young guy that's been playing more and more. They like him. Been more of a factor in their offensive plan the last couple of weeks.
Not big, but very quick is Freddie Solomon. Now the left tackle sets up early, Mayberry for the Eagles. That'll cost him 5. And this offensive line of the
number 71 offense. 5-yard penalty.
Eagles,
first down.
Which has been so maligned, and with reason. They've been playing good football today.
Well, you know, last week Hoying is sacked 9 times. Now, it wasn't all the fault of the offensive line. They felt like Hoying held onto the ball 2 or 3 times when he should have gotten rid of it. But it was still a breakdown some in the offensive line. Today, they've done a tremendous job. You got to give them a lot of credit for the success that they've had offensively today against a really good defensive front.
And playing the toughest position on the field, quarterback Hoying looks like a guy that's been doing it in this league a long time. Very poised, under control, stands in the face of a rush, has made big throws. At that time, his roommate at Ohio State, Mike Vrabel, number 96 for the Steelers, makes the tackle.
Well, Mike Vrabel is a defensive lineman that they use primarily in passing situations. Here he's in on a run down, and they like him. Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator, thinks he's a good young prospect. He said he's a guy that might even be a linebacker. He's a big guy, but a good athlete and active, and could play linebacker and cover people.
Well, he's Steeler linebacker size, 6'4", 275. That's what this league's coming to, 280-pound linebackers.
I was just going to say, you know, again, you look at a guy like Holmes, the inside linebacker for the Steelers. He's 255, and you almost say that he's small next to a guy like Kirkland, 277. The amazing thing about Kirkland is a lot of times you get those big run-stopping linebackers like Kirkland that's in there on 1st and 2nd down, 277 pounds, that's good against the run. But when they get into 3rd down situations and go into their nickel and dime defenses where it's an obvious pass, he stays in there. He stays in there, and a lot of times he's covering backs coming out of the backfield man for man because he can run with them.
And there behind us, it's tough to see him, is Dan Rooney, the president of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the most valuable asset the city of Pittsburgh has in any sport is the Rooney family. Late Art Rooney, of course, brought pro football to Pittsburgh, and his 5 sons have kept it there, despite the outdated stadium that most other owners would walk away from if it wasn't improved or a new one wasn't built. And talking to Dan today, he is optimistic. Governor Ridge of Pennsylvania is here today that something's going to happen, because the Steelers in Pittsburgh certainly deserve a new stadium. Here's a throw downfield. It comes in on the one hop. But when you look at a great organization, you look to the top, and it starts with Dan Rooney. The Steelers waited 40 years for their first playoff team, and then it started to happen fast.
They've been pretty tough ever since. Chuck Noll and now Bill Cowher, both these coaches of obviously everybody knows about Chuck Noll, but Bill Cowher came into he's tough to follow a guy like him, but Cowher's done a great job, and that was a bad throw there by Bobby Hoying. That was one of the few bad throws he's had so far this game.
The Eagles with 3rd down and 10, 3rd and 15 coming up. Hoying steps in, throws on the run. What a throw and catch. Irving Fryer as Hoying running straight ahead. Got almost to the line of scrimmage and then fired the ball laser sharp on target for a 20-yard gain.
Well, he followed a bad throw with an outstanding throw. He's got a little bit of time here, gets some pressure from the outside, steps up in the pocket, and he really fires that ball. He put some zip on it right here, and he needed to. Now, the Steelers get out of their rush lanes right there, but look at him zip that ball in there. That's a great throw for a young quarterback like him. Key situation, had to get it in there, and he did it.
And he did it to the ace, Irving Fryer, who makes a hands catch for a first down and a long yardage play. Waters runs straight ahead inside the 35-yard line. It's down to about the 33. Steelers trying to get the ball back as the Eagles are running clock with their offense. It's down to 7:45 to play now in the 3rd quarter. And Philadelphia leads the game as they did at the half, 17-6.
I think the key thing here, Don, is the fact that the Eagles are having some success running the football. And this is helping them when they have to throw it. The Steelers just aren't stuffing that run. The Eagles are moving it on the ground.
Another throw and good defense. Levon Kirkland at 277 pounds is back in pass coverage. He's amazing, isn't he? Remember Ray Rhodes telling us yesterday how he was in the preseason game, how he was running with their tight end down the field, stride for stride?
Yeah, Ray said he couldn't believe it. He said he looks out on the field and he sees this big old guy, 277 pounds, running with my athletic tight ends who weigh about 250. And he says, man, I couldn't believe it. He says, no wonder these guys go to the playoffs every year.
Steelers have tough scheduling, including this game. 4 of their last 5 are on the road. They're at home on the 7th, a game you won't want to miss on NBC, as they play the Denver Broncos at 3 Rivers. Throw and catch. Hoying's on target again. Guns it in right into double coverage and puts it where it had to be for an 18-yard gain. And the quarterback controversy, Jim Moore, is now over in Philadelphia.
There is no quarterback controversy, and again, this is a good throw by Hoying to Fryer, but I'll tell you, give credit to the offensive line. And now look at that throw. If that throw was a little high, it would have been incomplete. It was right in the stomach area where that defender, who had pretty good position, couldn't knock it down. But again, the offensive line did a good job of protecting. Jermaine Mayberry did a real nice job that time on Steve Connor.
Gave Hoying time to throw as he made his 12th completion of the day in 21 attempts. 218 yards passing now for Bobby Hoying, 2 for touchdowns.
Those last 2 throws couldn't have been any better.
Yeah, they were really tough throws. I mean, they were dangerous throws. This Steelers secondary could pick on you.
Good throw, because the Steelers had good coverage on both throws. They had to be perfect throws to be completed, and Hoying made them.
Pick on you as in pick off. Jim Haslett, the defensive coordinator, who looks on you as a father figure in football. He worked for you in New Orleans. He's got to be nervous now. His defense, good as it is, challenged all day. Hoying is hit hard just as he releases the ball. Jason Gilden was coming hard. Greg Lloyd was also right there.
Well, those are two good rush guys. Those are the two outside linebackers, Gilden and Lloyd. And in this type of 3-4 defense, your linebackers have got to be good rush guys. When we were with the Saints and we had great defense, we had two pretty good outside linebackers in Pat Swilling and Ricky Jackson. And both those guys could really get after the quarterback. And Lloyd and Gilden are both very similar.
Big thing is that just a tremendous speed. So fast. 13th play of the drive coming up, and Hoying sees something he doesn't like on a third down play when he needs 11, so he calls a timeout with 5:53 to play. The NFL on NBC continues.
We were on vacation.
Oh, your sunglasses!
When we realized we were sitting on a gold mine.
Rubber sunglasses.
Too bad none of the stores saw it that way.
So, any more bright ideas?
Actually, yes.
I can see clear.
Our own website. And before we knew it, we were selling shades to everyone under the sun.
Open a storefront on the internet with the most powerful network in the world.
Where's your father?
You don't want to know.
Here he comes.
Whoa! Whoa! Watch out, Dad!
Whoa! Yeah. Here he comes.
Introducing Chevy Venture, the only minivan that offers a remote-controlled door. Pretty convenient, huh?
Whoa, Dad.
What? The all-new Chevy Venture is here.
Let's go.
Good idea.
Hey, guys. Need a smile? Call Domino's.
Yes!
A Domino's deep dish does the trick. An inch thick with cheese baked to the edges. And now with 3 toppings, $8.99. Any second, $4.99. But we deliver more than great pizza. At Domino's, we're delivering 1 million smiles a day.
There were some deportment problems among some of the fans here in Philadelphia. And they're not going to have them again. They have the judge right here. Although there's a sign saying the judge, not the team. Judge the team, not the fans. But there are 2 magistrates here. Any misbehavior, and you go right up in front of the judge right here at the vet. Send you right up the river.
That's right, and they're gonna judge you right there and could fine you. And if you can't pay the fine, they handcuff you and take you to jail.
Well, you had great success here coaching 2 USFL championship teams with the Philadelphia Stars, Jim. In Philadelphia, a few people might have misbehaved, but they got great fans here and always have had. Get a bad name for a few people that come to the ballpark with a few glasses of personality in them. And
I think it's one of the great sports towns in the nation. These people are fantastic fans. They love their teams. They can get down on them a little bit, but they support them, and they're going to come to the games and buy their tickets. And I had a lot of fun here. Of course, we won a lot of games, so they never got down on our football team. But they're great sports fans. They're as good as they come.
They are that, and now Boniall will try a 35-yard field goal for the Eagles. Spins it up and hits it. So Chris Boniall is back in winning form as he drives through a field goal, and the Eagles build their lead to 20-6.
It's time to set the record straight on resale value. In full-size pickups, there can only be one king of the hill. There is, and his name is Chevy. Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Long live the king.
Face it, guys. You stink. You sweat 40% more than women. That's why there's a new kind of Speed Stick. Speed Stick Ultimate. It can't miss. Because it's antibacterial, new Ultimate kills the germs that cause odor. Works like a charm. So even if your dancing stinks, you won't. When it counts, go anti-bac. New Speed Stick Ultimate. Kills odor, protects guys.
Are you looking for that red-hot gift this holiday? That gift that's hotter than hot. That special something that's on everyone's list. Then come to Wendy's and get a spicy chicken sandwich made with Dave's own blend of pepper and spices. Heat up your holiday with Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. And while you're there, say hello to Dave.
Today on the NFL on NBC, is all-time touchdown king Jerry Rice running a different route?
If I can't produce like I've been producing over the years, it's time to move on to something else. And right now, I don't feel like it's time.
A holiday edition of the NFL on NBC, Thursday at 3:30 Eastern.
I think it's just the love of the game.
Back at the vet, 5:45 to play in the third quarter. The Eagles extending their lead now to 20-6 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And here comes Blackwell running back the kickoff. Gets a channel and comes outside to the near sideline and to the 34-yard line. A 24-yard return as the NFL on NBC continues.
You've been quiet.
I was talking to Ockpick.
Ockpick?
He's an Inuit.
An Inuit, huh?
He lives a long way away.
Well, so how do you talk to him?
With this.
Tell Ockpick hello.
Okay.
With the Easy Access button on the new compact Presario, we're changing the way you get on the internet. The compact Presario 4800 series with Intel Pentium 2 processor.
Frankie, let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
These frogs, do they really taste like chicken?
I'm not answering that.
I'm just curious.
Stop it.
Come on, it's barbecue season. Would you marinate them? Would you slow cook them? We could toss them over a salad.
Mark, if you're at the airport before my 8 o'clock flight, maybe we can talk. Otherwise, it's over.
Ah! Come on! I'll start. Oh, no! That battery!
No matter what my customers drive, they depend on AC Delco batteries. They last up to 30% longer.
I'm sure they do. Just give me the generic equivalent, okay?
AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it. Budweiser.
Enjoy it while you can, hot shots. Your days are numbered.
Louie,
I know a lot of predators.
lower your voice.
I'm very friendly with the snakes, and I know several very large ferrets.
My name is Anthony. I make it to midfield and back in 9.7 seconds. My friends think I'm lucky. I just think I'm fast.
You're watching the NFL on NBC.
We're looking now at the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie. And you know they meant business today because right on the field when that team, after the pregame warm-ups came off, Jim, Jeffrey Lurie was right there with his ball club. They wanted this game badly, and right now they have it, leading 20-6 in the third quarter. It's Lurie who brought the judges in here, said they're not going to have misbehavior in this ballpark. There's too many fans that don't deserve it, and the few that do are going to pay the penalty. So there's two magistrates here today, and we've seen no indications of any problems.
Well, these fans have been pretty good today. I think that Lurie and the city of Philadelphia probably got their message across. There was a lot of publicity during the week about the fact that they were going to set up court today, and I'm sure these fans took notice and they're behaving themselves.
And Lurie served notice to this team. He said this week that this team is underachieved, and he does not blame the coach.
That's right. Ray Rhodes has had 2 10-6 years. His first 2 years took him to the playoffs. This year, they're struggling at 4-6-1. I told Ray, I said, you had 2 great years. You got to go through a little adversity as a head coach. He says, yeah, but God, these guys are tough on you here, But we were lucky. When we played here in the USFL, we won a lot of games. We won 18 games our first year, 19 the second, playoff games, championships, and fans liked us. The Eagles were struggling at that time. That helped.
19 games, like you're playing in the NBA. It's a lot of games.
Including playoffs and championship games. 18 regular season games in the USFL.
Cordell Stewart throws a strike. Guns a fastball into Yancey Thigpen as we go back to Greg Gumbel.
All right, Don, in Detroit, it's another great record. His 10th straight 100-yard game this season. The Lions, 25-10 over the Colts in the third, Don.
They're starting to play some great football, the Lions, late in the season. Here's the bus. Rumbling on down. Next stop for the bus is at the 29-yard line. A gain of 11 yards on a first down carry. Steelers now, even in the third quarter, need to make big things happen. They're way down.
You know, the bus can be a menacing sight when he gets into that secondary, because at 260 pounds, he outweighs a lot of those defensive backs by quite a bit. We talked to Troy Vincent yesterday. We said, well, how do you tackle him? He said, you got to cut him low. He says, don't take him on high.
You get hurt doing that. Cordell against a blitz, makes the connection. Johnson, he is a good player. Charles Johnson keeps making plays. A 9-yard gain on the play. Almost 10 when the ball was spotted.
Well, the Steelers had the Eagles had a zone blitz on that time. They brought the safety Brian Dawkins, and when they do that, when you come with the zone blitz, a lot of times you void a zone, you leave a zone open, and that's what happened that time. And the Steelers took advantage of it. That's the defensive coordinator, Emmett Thomas, who's done a superb job here with this defense. Not only this year, but the previous 2 years when they've been 10-6 and in the playoffs.
You remember Emmett as a player, too.
He's a heck of a player.
Well, he was with the Chiefs. He was outstanding.
He was a secondary coach with the Redskins for many years when they had great success under Joe Gibbs. Emmett Thomas.
Ball now at the 19-yard line. Thomas making the defensive calls from on high, getting him downfield. There's Emmett. Got the Ben Franklin glasses going here today. Right time for those. The bus. But it's the Eagles who take him down. William Thomas, one of the best outside linebackers in the NFL. 2 straight Pro Bowls for this 4th-round draft choice from Texas A&M. Has the best hands on the team, some people say. He actually catches the ball as well as any receiver they have. He lobbied the coach at times to play tight end. He was a very good high school quarterback. In fact, was recruited to Texas A&M as a quarterback.
Told us he'd rather make an interception than get a sack.
Then they saw him start hitting people one day. Put him in linebacker. End zone, touchdown Steelers. Well, there's a lot of people here from Pittsburgh.
A lot of yellow towels being waved right now in the stands. First time they've had an opportunity to cheer today.
That's almost as loud as when the Eagles scored.
The terrible towels. Now this is a heck of a play. Now what they do is that Cordell is going to bootleg it out to the left side, and then he's going to throw a throwback screen back to Jerome Bettis, who snuck out the other way. And very nice blocking there by number 65, John Jackson, to get him in the end zone. The left tackle, John Jackson, came down there in a screen play, did a nice job of blocking.
Stewart 4 for 4 for 50 yards and a touchdown on that drive. Second half, Stewart starts to get the Steelers cooking. 2:04 to go in the third quarter, and now Pittsburgh trails by 7.
KFC presents Goal to Go. Against New England in Week 8, Bill Parcells' Jets faced third down from the 5-yard line, trailing by 2. Quarterback Glenn Foley rolled right and found Lorenzo Neal in the flat with a clear path to the end zone. The game-winning score came much to the delight of the smoking hometown crowd, who have seen an improved Jets squad this year.
Whoa! Welcome to KFC. May I help you?
Can I really get a Gigapet with every meal?
Yeah.
Then I'll take 400 Colonel Strip meals, 300 original recipe meals, 500 chunky chicken pot pies.
For a limited time at KFC, with every meal, you can get a Gigapet for just $7.99. Cyber Kitty, Bitty Kitty, Micro Pup, and Digipooch. It's the toy on every kid's list. You just have to know where to get them.
Gotta fly! Thank you!
Everybody needs a little KFC.
For years, you've heard the debate.
Duracell. Energizer.
Which battery lasts longer?
Duracell.
Recent tests prove that Duracell outlasts Energizer in the devices you use most. Better make it the alkaline battery proven to last longer. Better make it Duracell.
The aluminum in your car radiator is as thin as this sheet, and it's the only thing between you and a breakdown. But Prestone Antifreeze bonds with aluminum, forming a zone of protection against corrosion and temperature extremes. Protect your car in the Prestone Zone.
Dateline Sunday. They're the boldest thieves in the world. They'll steal from you even in the most public of places. This time, hidden cameras catch them in the act. Dateline tonight.
Don't miss Eddie Robinson's final game. The Grambling legend walks the sidelines for the last time. History in the making of the State Farm Bayou Classic next Saturday on NBC.
There's the bus. He just got in the end zone with the Steelers' first touchdown of the day, and they're now down by 7. Beautifully executed screen pass play. Cordell Stewart sold it, started to roll right, then turned around. Onside kick attempt. Steelers work it beautifully. It's their ball. Now look at Coach Cowher. You got to tape his ankles. He's ready to get out there. Might be a penalty marker down. Steelers think as they're clapping anyway. It looks like Jerry Markbright sort this out. An onside kick attempt.
Offside, kicking team.
Oh.
5-yard penalty, free kick.
So the surprise factor is now gone.
Look at Cowher, boy. I wouldn't want to deal with him if I was the guy offsides. Yep, it was this player right there was offsides. Now, they knew they had the onside kick on, and he probably was a little bit too eager to get down and recover that football. Number 38, John Whitman.
He was well over.
Well over, yeah. And see, he's going to go down there and block somebody. He's looking to block somebody. Norm Johnson's the guy that's going to recover that kick. But Whitman went down there. He's got his eyes on to block somebody, so he can't recover it.
Yeah, the coach wants to know who it was.
If I was Whitman, I might go into the locker room right now. Cowher's mad, isn't he?
This is one reason they're
him
good.
run.
I mean,
Oh, boy,
Cowher's fire is he fans the fire of his whole team with that emotion.
Look at that jaw. Whew, man. Sticks that jaw out. He's upset. Yeah, what they try to do here is Norm Johnson's going to come up and do a little pooch kick, just 10 yards, and he's going to go up and recover the ball. The two guys next to him are going to go up and block people. Right there, see the block? Oh, did they
block somebody?
I guess they did. Did a flip in the air. Well executed, perfectly executed, except Whitman was offside. A little bit too eager to get down there and make that block.
We're still in the third quarter, and it's a good one. Eagles lead it 20-13. Now they kick off downfield. It's bobbled, picked up at the 20. Deuce Staley goes up the middle and is taken down at the 32-yard line. A 12-yard return. You can really sense the frustration of Coach Bill Cowher of the Steelers because they've been working on that all week.
They've been working on it all week. We knew they were going to do it. Or we knew they were going to probably do it if they were going to kind of see what those Eagles, how they were going to react to kickoffs prior to that, and if they felt like this thing could work, they were going to try it.
Block on the play. There is no foul. First down.
Not only did the Steelers not get the ball, but the Eagles start off this drive with pretty good field position on their own 32-yard line. That could be a big play. That could be a big play in this ball game if the Eagles go on to win this thing. Because that would have given the Steelers tremendous momentum having the ball right after the scoring a touchdown.
Eagles lead, but the Steelers are a long way from out of this one. Hoying takes a look. Markers down. Another markers down. Kevin Turner, his fullback, comes out of the backfield and takes it over the middle for a gain of about 7 yards. We have an offside preliminary signal. Everett says it's against the Steelers, but he's the Eagles center. But he's right.
Everett was pointing towards the Steelers, and Greg Lloyd was clapping.
Number 95, defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, Greg Lloyd likes to come after that quarterback, so, it's probably a little bit early that time. But he's going to try to get as much of a jump on that ball as he can and try to beat that left tackle. There's 95. See, a little bit too eager. He's trying to time it, That was kind of a picky call there. But he's trying to time it and get off on the snap.
Gives Hoying a nice down and yardage call. 1st and 5 as he overshoots The rush was on. And now Wolford was covering, but coming hard again was Keevan Henry from the right end position, number 76.
You know, I don't think people can appreciate, Don, how much time it takes to get the timing down between a quarterback and a receiver. You got to work so many hours to get that down. And right there, you know, Fryer did his break, and Hoying was just high with the ball. I'm sure they're just not used to each other yet.
Their passing game starting to sputter now. Hoying is 0 for his last 4 throwing the ball. These Steelers come a hitting. Jason Gilden shoots the gap, makes the head-on stop, and there's literally no gain. Charlie Garner was the ball carrier as the Steelers now send in another defensive package. Pittsburgh's defense trying to get the ball back. This is a 3rd down coming up, and Hoying has to throw for 6.
Well, the Steelers got a lot of vets on their defense. They know what they got to do. They know that they got to stop these guys and get that ball back to the offense. They've been in this position times before, and this is not new to them, and they're going to play with a lot of poise, but with a lot of intensity.
They'll do that. Hoying on 3rd and 6. Man, he is ripped. What a throw. Drills it to his tight end, Jimmy Johnson. Hoying standing in the last possible moment, releases the ball, takes the hit, but a perfect throw for an 18-yard gain.
Yeah, that was a terrific throw because number 53, Steve Conley, is going to be coming in from the right side. Oh, wow. He nailed him. Good courage by Hoying. Look at Hoying. He didn't worry about the rush. He's looking right at the receiver. Receiver's wide open. That's what you look for in a quarterback. You don't want a guy with happy feet back there. He didn't even worry about the rush. Steps up into the pocket. Nice throw. Still looking at the pass.
Right now there's a timeout on the field as the 3rd quarter winds out with the Eagles still in the lead.
NBC Wednesday. See 20 International Masters of Illusion, 5 World Champions, a breathtaking holiday family event. The world's greatest magic, NBC Wednesday.
We started a support group for those people who feel they got a better deal than they deserved.
My name is Bruce, and I got a great deal on my Ford Escort.
We provide affordable transportation.
My Escort, too.
Some people aren't used to that.
Say it and believe it.
I deserve a great deal.
You do.
Safe, affordable Ford Escort with $1,000 cash back.
That's another plus here at your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Looking all over for low prices this holiday season? Just come to Circuit City's holiday sale. It's going on now with special savings in every department. Like this RCA 8mm camcorder, only $499.99. And this Dolby ProLogic surround sound receiver, now an incredible $99.99. You'll find hundreds of sale prices throughout the store on TVs, computers, home and car audio, and more. Right now at Circuit City's holiday sale. You can't get a lower price. We guarantee it.
Merry
Christmas.
Grandma, look at the tree.
Isn't it nice to know you can always count on the LL Bean catalog to have the perfect Christmas gift for everyone on your list?
While visions of sugar plums dance.
Best of all, it's probably in your house right now. The LL Bean Christmas catalog. There. Wasn't that easy?
The Marriage Test, Monday after Dateline on News 10 at 11.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Don Criqui with Jim Mora back at the sold-out Vet in Philadelphia, where the demand for tickets to this game were greater than any game the Eagles have played this year, greater than any of the matchups with the Cowboys or Redskins. And Bobby Hoying has been the big story for the Eagles, is that as an underdog on their home field, they've built a 20-13 lead. He's thrown for both Philadelphia touchdowns. Now he tries the screen pass. It's tipped by an on-rushing Steeler. I saw Bill Cowher before when the Steelers executed what looked to be a perfect onside kick and recovery. And somebody was offside. He wanted to know who. He's yelling, who? Who? He's not a Roger Daltrey fan. He's not yelling about the who. He's yelling, who was offside?
For what? Look at that. Look at that jaw. Good luck, Whitman. That's 38. He's the guy's offside. You better stay away from Cower, Whitman.
Here is Bobby Hoying standing in. Home run ball. Little too much on it. Covered stride for stride. Donnell Wolford, a former #1 draft choice of the Chicago Bears. The Steelers signed to replace Woodson when he left. There's a penalty marker down now. And it's going apparently against Pittsburgh.
Did that come down late? I didn't see the flag right when the play happened.
Pass interference, number 21, defense, automatic first down.
That looked like good coverage.
I know, it looked like excellent coverage to me. He pushes him there with his right hand, kind of pushes him there.
They're both pushing each other.
I don't know about that one. I don't know. I think you let that one go. You call that one, you can call a bunch more than they normally do. See, it looked to me like Fryer pushed Wolford right there. He pushed Wolford. Wolford was the one that was kind of thrown off stride. That hurts.
A 29-yard penalty pickup for the Eagles as they challenge now in the first 10 seconds of the fourth quarter. Hoying stands in, throws, and Jason Dunn unable to take the ball in. But he's been in the end zone once today, Jason Dunn.
Well, Jason Dunn is a player that they had very high hopes for. He's in his second year from Eastern Kentucky. High draft pick. I think he was a #1 pick. Big guy, big, good-looking physical specimen, good athlete, but he just hasn't produced this year. And the coaches have actually been a little bit down on him. But he's had he made the first touchdown. He should have had that one right there. He should have caught that one.
And until he scored that first touchdown, the Steeler defense had gone 11 quarters without allowing one. Hand off to Waters. The rookie Chad Scott knocks him down. 14:35 to play in the game. The Eagles and the Steelers met in the preseason. Pittsburgh won that. They've not played in a regular season game since '94 when the Steelers won 14-3. Ray Rhodes, he was bitterly disappointed with the outcome last week at Baltimore when they could have won it with a field goal at the end of regulation. It ended up a overtime tie with the Ravens. Seeing his Eagles really rise up and play great football today. Hoying stands in, eludes the rush. He's on the run. The penalty markers are down as Hoying is hit hard from behind at the 8-yard line.
I think it's going to be offsides on number 76, Kevin Henry, defensive end for the Steelers. He moved early. Yeah, it is. A little bit too eager on third down to get to that quarterback. There's Kevin Henry, the right tackle. Right there, you can see his head. Boom, there he goes. Clearly offsides.
Offside, number 76, defense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
Steelers coaches thought that Kevin Henry had one of his best games of the season last week against Cincinnati. Very productive sacks, fumble recoveries, harassment on the quarterback.
But the Eagles challenging again to build their lead from 7 to 14. Third down, Hoying rolling out, looks to, throws, it's almost picked off. Linebacker coverage by Jason Gilden was excellent. He made a diving try at the ball. These guys are really athletes, aren't they? Big as they are.
Yeah, he's going to sprint out right here. I mean, that's a planned play. He's going to run to his right, and they're going to get Fryer right out there in the flat. But Gilden, the outside linebacker, was pretty good coverage right there. A little step, about a step or two behind him. That could have been completed if Hoying would have made a better throw. You got to lead the receiver. Clearly, Fryer was the guy that they were looking for all the way. That play was set up to get Fryer open. Hoying sprint out, hit him in the flat. Didn't work.
Monial started coming into this day, had missed 7 of his previous 14 field goal attempts, but today he's been good every time, and he extends the Eagles' lead to 10 points. Philadelphia kicks off when we come back.
Century offers the luxury of dual-zone climate control, which does exactly what the name says. So whoever's on the right can have it a few degrees cooler than whoever's on the left, or vice versa. There are many degrees of luxury in the new Century. Dual-zone climate control is just one. You'll also like its cool price.
Discover a little luxury in the Century.
Meet a guy who missed the boat.
I didn't know my company could have saved time and money buying Micron computers direct. I had no idea Micron was a leader in price and performance. I didn't know Micron offered full network PC solutions. Hey, I didn't even know they ranked so high in customer satisfaction. But my boss, he knew.
Hey, Dave, now you know. Micron desktops feature Intel Pentium 2 processors.
So, he really plays in them?
Yeah, Mark Brunell in the Nike Air Marauder.
Almost took him all the way last year.
A scrambler like him needs some real traction to make the plays he does.
Kerry Collins has the same shoes too, right?
You bet. He took him right past San Fran and through cowboy country. Incoming.
Nobody gets you closer to the game than Foot Locker, where it all begins.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Micron Electronics. Now you know. Call 1-800-MICRON-PC. By Century by Buick. Discover a little luxury in this century. And by Nintendo 64. Get in or get out.
Back to the vet in Philadelphia. The Eagles have just built their lead to 10 points, 23-13. And will now kick it off. Tough penalty call, though, against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It looked like good coverage by Wolford, but it was a 29-yard penalty for a first down for the Eagles. Here's the kickoff, a high spinning kick. It'll carry short. Blackwell comes up on the ball. Can't run away from your blockers.
Ball's loose. I don't know. No, they're giving it to
Eagles ball. It's ruled a fumble. They ripped it out. It was not ruled he was down.
Jerry Markbright was right on top of it, and he made the call. Here comes Blackwell.
Matt Stevens looks like he gets it.
Matt Stevens is trying to get it out of there. That right hand's going to rip, left arm's going to rip it out. Let's see. Oh, he's down. He's down. Not a good call. His knee was down. That should not have been a fumble. They're trying to rip it out. They get it out. They get it out, but too late. See, Blackwell's down right there before the ball comes out.
He was clearly down.
Clearly down. Bad call. And a critical call. Oh, my goodness. See his knee down there? The left knee was down, then it came up, then it went down again.
He was clearly down, but they rule it a fumble, and the Eagles take over the ball, and Hoying looks to capitalize. Down the middle, he's almost picked off by Levon Kirkland, who already has 2 interceptions this season. He's back 15 yards in pass coverage in a split second.
And when you get a chance to make a play, in a situation like this, where the ball is, you got to make it. You got to make those plays. The ball's right in your hands. You got to catch it. Boy, 2 critical penalties against the Steelers, huh? The pass interference and that fumble.
Ooh. That was no penalty, just ruling it a fumble.
Not a penalty. I don't mean a penalty, but calls by the officials. Critical calls by the officials.
Still 13:20 to play. Here comes a rush on Hoying. He gets the ball away, and the Steelers are there to knock it down. As Darren Perry, a 6th-round draft choice who started from his first game as a rookie for the Steelers out of Penn State. They do draft well.
Yeah, they draft well. I mean, here's a guy like you mentioned 8th round, 6th round.
6th.
Yeah, drafted the 6th round. Here he comes in, and from the very first regular season game, this guy comes in and has started every game. You got to find guys like that. That's what your personnel people do.
Tom Donahoe is the director of football operations for the Steelers. He doesn't have a lot to say, but he sure can direct the football operation. Here's a throw and a catch. It's good for a first down. Let's see where they spot the ball. Very close to a first down at the 9-yard line, as Irving Fryer brought the ball in.
You know, the amazing thing to me is the Steelers know the Eagles are going to throw to Irving Fryer. I mean, he's the guy. That's the only guy they throw to. You got to find a way to double cover him or cover him closer or do something. Don't let him catch those easy ones. That's just a 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3, bam, and he hits him in the slant route. Now, Chad Scott's right on the play, but it's too late.
Just short. 4th down. I think you kick a field goal if you're leading by 10. You get it up. You have to score 2 touchdowns.
Ray Rhodes is going to run it, and I go along with that. I believe you got to run it right here. Make a statement. They're going to make a 1st down. They're going to make this.
Look at the Steelers on defense.
I think this is. I don't think Ray Rhodes even hesitated to make this call.
The Eagles are trying to calm their fans. 4th. Hoying puts his head down. Looks like he got it behind Everett.
Well, if the official
he did, it's not going to be by much.
No, I think he got it though. The head linesman came in and he's got it marked. If he's right, then they made the 1st down. But it's going to be close, inches. That's a nice job by Joel Steed, the nose tackle for the Steelers.
Wow, this is close. If he got this, it's by the nose of the ball the way it's positioned.
That's going to be inches, Don. One way or the other, it's going to be inches.
It's going to be by the nose of the ball if he got it.
Oh!
The Steelers take over the ball. So the Steelers make a statement.
I still think that was the right call. I really believe it. I think Ray Rhodes made the right call. The Steelers stopped them, but you got to go for it there. And now it's 4th and 4, 4th and 3. Maybe you kick the field goal, but when it's 4th and a foot, go for it.
Well, it's
now that defense has got to hold them.
It's all conversation now because the Steelers take the ball back. Now listen to this Eagle crowd kick in. Cordell Stewart, his team down by 10. 11:50 to play. Here's a throw and a catch out to the 30-yard line. A beautifully thrown ball to Thigpen for a 20-yard gain and a Steeler 1st down.
Well, Thigpen is the big receiver for this football team. He's their leading receiver, and he hasn't caught a lot of balls today. I don't know how many he's caught, but he hadn't caught many balls. He hasn't been much of a factor, but that was a critical throw right there. Getting out of they're backed up. They come out 1st down, make a good throw, good catch. Now they got good field position.
Dennis, nothing. On 1st and 10, he is taken down at the 30. And while we have a moment, let's go back to Greg in New York.
All right, Don, pretty good game going on at Foxborough. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from a yard out, his 2nd touchdown of the day, his league-leading 13th of the season. 27-17, New England's lead is down to 10, and Miami is threatening at the goal line as we speak, Don.
What a day.
Yeah, that's a wild game up there. Don't count those Dolphins out.
Yeah, this is the reason that this league sells out all over. Game after game, week after week, games like this one. Here is Cordell throwing in low. He tried to go to Bettis. And now a huge down comes up. 3rd and 10 as Richard Dent, his 14th year, puts the heat on.
Dent has been used primarily as a, there he is, been used primarily as a rusher on 3rd down. But in that case, he was in on 2nd down, and he came hard, got a good hit on Stewart. Guys played. He's coming off the field now, but Hollis Thomas, their defensive tackle, their free agent from a year ago, rookie, had a heck of a game.
Charles Johnson's a guy to watch at the lower left of your screen on 3rd down and 10. Here's the snap. Cordell takes a look, goes the other way and makes a beautiful throw for a 1st down. And out to the 46-yard line of the Eagles. Thigpen with a 25-yard reception as he had the defender looking like he was at a hoedown doing a turnaround.
Well, what he does, he drives Dimry off. Now, Dimry kind of settled on him right there, but he kind of pushed off there, drove Dimry off and broke it to the outside, and Stewart made a nice throw. You know, in critical situations like this where you got to have the big play, you got to go to your favorite guy. Thigpen's been the guy all year.
3 catches today for Thigpen now for 44 yards. They go to the reverse. And Courtney Hawkins is taken down by Mamula for a huge loss back at the 43-yard line.
You talk about a big play for defense. That's what Mike Mamula made there. He's the defensive right end right there. Nobody blocks him, and he comes free. Saw that thing coming, made the tackle for loss.
Almost 11 yards lost where the ball is spotted just short of the 45-yard line of the Steelers. So it's all on Cordell Stewart now to gun the ball. Johnson goes wide to the left, as does Thigpen. Courtney Hawkins on the right flank. Stewart fires, comes in high, threw it too hard, and Hawkins couldn't bring it in. And the ball was close to being picked. Eagles were closing on the loose ball. Green Bay finally ending the losing streak to Dallas. Minnesota inching closer to the Jets. The Bears with a possible upset at home. And the Eagles with a possible upset at home also. They came in as an underdog on their home field. Bill Cowher and the Steelers coming in winners of 7 of their last 8 games. Third down. They need 20. Lofted ball. It is caught for a first down. Blackwell, the rookie out of San Diego State, as Cordell Stewart really with a beautifully timed throw, arcing the ball so softly for a 22-yard gain on 3rd and 10.
Well, that, you know, to win in this business, you got to have people that can make plays. Yeah. Defensively, Mamula made a play a couple plays earlier. Here, Cordell Stewart's got to make a play. Nice thrown ball, perfectly thrown ball. He makes plays. You got to have it to be successful. Got to have playmakers.
Cordell, second half Stewart, now with 13 of 25 for the game. He's up to 200 yards, throwing almost picked off. William Thomas had his hands on the ball as he tried to throw the slant route.
Thomas would have had those interceptions. He told us how he likes to get interceptions.
Yeah.
Rather have interceptions more than sacks. He had a chance there. He got his first interception and only interception of the season last week against Baltimore. Had a chance for a big one right there.
Eagles lead by 10. Time becoming a factor. 8 minutes and 17 seconds to play. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass. Cordell Stewart is sacked on 2nd and 10. It'll be 3rd and 18. Jimmy Jones came hard up the middle, number 98. And there's an Eagle down.
Well, Jimmy Jones is playing the right tackle position. He's been around. He's been in the league a number of years. From the University of Miami, played at Dallas, the Rams, and made a nice play there.
The 3rd sack of Cordell Stewart by the Eagle defense.
Hey guys. Need a smile? Call Domino's.
Yes!
A Domino's deep dish does the trick. An inch thick with cheese baked to the edges. And now with 3 toppings, $8.99. Any second, $4.99. But we deliver more than great pizza. At Domino's, we're delivering 1 million smiles a day.
Looking for more space? Try the next Century. It's got the most interior space of any vehicle in its class. Because extra space is one luxurious touch that's appreciated by families everywhere. The new Century by Buick.
Discover little luxury in the Century.
Playing in the NFL means everything to me. No way I'm playing a video game without the NFL. I want the game that plays like NFL football. I want a game that has all the NFL teams. I want the game that gets me to the Super Bowl. Again! NFL Quarterback Club, 98. The only officially licensed NFL game on N64. I think we have ourselves a new dynasty here. Acclaim Sports. Sweat the details.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's Pizza, delivering 1 million smiles a day. Call for pizza now and share a smile during the game.
We're back at the vet in Philadelphia. Don Criqui with Jim Mora. 8:12 to play in the game. The Eagles lead the Steelers 23-13. After the sack of Cordell Stewart, the third sack of Stewart today by the Eagle defense. Jimmy Jones got the credit for the sack. It looks like Mike Mamula was shaken up on the play, one of the Eagle pass rushers.
Well, Mamula plays that defensive right end spot there, and he's one of their best pass rushers. He's beating Jackson off the corner. That's what he does best. Speed rush right off that corner. He's not a big guy. He's not going to power over you, but he can beat you quick to the outside. That's his best move. Come right hard to the outside, beat you with quickness. There he is again, the left side of your screen. Makes a nice move on Jackson. He actually forces Stewart up into the pocket where Jimmy Jones can make the sack. Mamula set up that sack. Jones gets credit for the sack. They ought to give Mamula some credit there. He set it up.
I think he might have got kicked in the head inadvertently when people were flying over him. So Mike Mamula is helped off the field, but looks to be ready to return shortly. And now another huge down arises for the Steelers, who trail in the game by 10 points. Third down, and they're going to need almost 18. They've done well on third down, 60% conversions today, 6 of 10.
The Steelers are one of the best in the league at converting third downs. One of the reasons is because they run the ball so well. Usually on third down they have about 5 or 4 yards to go, so it's easier to convert. This isn't the case right here. They've got third and about 20, 19 or 20.
Cordell Stewart has to fight the crowd also. Here comes the rush. He stands in, fires down. He gets his man Blackwell, but he's way short of a first down at the 35-yard line. That brings up fourth down and about 12.
Cowher's got to make a decision here. Do I go for it on fourth down? They're on the 35-yard line, or do I kick a field goal?
Twice. They got to go.
Yeah, they're going for it.
The way Hoying's been moving this Eagle team, they've been using a lot of clock. They've had extended drives 4 times in this game.
That's right. The Steelers got to go for it here. They may not get the ball back too many times.
3 wide receivers. They keep 2 backs in. They'll see where the blitz is coming from, whether or not they have to pick it up. Cordell stands. He looks. He fires. Incomplete. Inside the 25-yard line, and the Eagles take over the ball. He was shooting at Charles Johnson, and great coverage by Philadelphia breaks it up. So with 7:05 to play in the game, the Eagles take over the ball.
I've got some great ideas for a website. We could have a spinning logo or a flaming logo.
You know what would be a great idea? If people with PCs anywhere could order our products, and that was all tied together, inventory, billing, vendors, you know, the works, then that would change everything.
I don't know how to do that.
Check it out. Coach. Check it out.
Dawson, nice tattoo. You've been traded to Miami.
Gonna be a while? Grab a Snickers.
What do you think?
It's a fish.
That's right, a fish.
It's so powerful, it's almost scary. Boo. The muscle car lives. The new Trans Am by Pontiac.
NBC proudly presents Brad Pitt, Anthony Hopkins, Aidan Quinn, and Julia Ormond.
I'll wait for you forever.
In an epic motion picture.
You stole her from me.
It's not what I did. For the first time on network television, Legends of the Fall. Tonight at 8/7 Central on NBC.
Back at the vet, the Eagle mascot, he's got the bus there. That's his little toy bus that he's beaten up on. A metaphor for what's going on the field is the bus of the Eagles. Jerome Bettis has had some yards, but not enough. And right now, Philadelphia controlling the game and the ball. Ahead for an Eagle first down.
I didn't realize that Garner ran with this much strength. We played the Eagles when I was coaching the Saints a number of times when he was on the team, but he always was the guy that impressed you with his quickness and his speed and elusiveness and ability to make people miss. I've seen him today break some tackles.
He does.
He runs with a good body lean.
Out of Tennessee, he was a record setter one season for the Volunteers. He's carried today 5 times, has Garner for 24 yards. Going with the pitch on 1st and 10. Garner. Boom. All the way down to the 37-yard line of the Steelers. First down Eagles, a 15-yard gain on the play.
See what he can do there now. We talked about his strength, but his main asset is his speed and quickness. And what he can do here as he comes on with the toss is he can get outside and outrun the pursuit coming from the inside. As a defender, you think you've got pretty good pursuit angles on the guy, but his speed is so good that he outruns that pursuit. That's what he did there.
Outran it for a 15-yard gain. Going with the pitch play again. This time they get the ball to Kevin Turner, the fullback from Alabama, takes the ball down to the 29-yard line. So the Eagles controlling this game, running the ball. The clock running down now to 4:35 in the fourth quarter. And Philadelphia continues to lead 23-13 over the Steelers.
Kevin Turner's a good all-around football player for the Eagles. Out of Alabama, he was drafted by the Patriots, and the Eagles signed him as a free agent. He doesn't carry the ball much. He's a good receiver out of the backfield and a good blocker.
Second and 3, back to the run. Spin move by Garner takes him ahead close to the 26-yard line and close to a first down. Stopped by Darren Perry.
As you mentioned earlier, Don, just a few minutes ago, when the Eagles have had the ball today, they put together some good time-consuming drives, and they're doing it here, which is a very important time of the game to do it.
You know, one of the interesting things, when we met with Hoying yesterday, you really expected to see a guy who was on edge or kind of nervous, but he was much to the contrary. Said, have they simplified the game plan for you? He said, not at all.
Yeah.
He said they shortened some of the drops because these guys can really rush you. But he seemed so confident yesterday, and obviously he's played like it today. He's played masterfully in just his second start in the NFL.
No question about it. And when I watched the tape of the game last week and his first start against Baltimore, even though he got sacked 9 times, the thing that I was most impressed with was his poise and his confidence. And you know, the coaches with the Eagles, both Ray Rhodes and John Gruden, the offensive coordinator, John Gruden says he's got that look in his eye. He's going to be a good player. He says he has tremendous presence in the offensive huddle.
And where's Waters now? He is only 43 yards on 17 carries today. He has caught 2 for 50 yards. Now they're going with Garner in the fourth quarter, protecting a 10-point lead. 3rd and short. Remember the quarterback keep earlier today, and there's another. Last time he didn't get there. I don't think he did this time.
It doesn't look like it, does it?
There's Ricky Waters. Speculation about his future running rampant. He'll be a complete free agent. Says he'd like to stay here.
And I think he would. Ricky is a little quieter this year than he has been in the past. He's kind of been vocal in the past, but I think because it is his last year, he's kind of keeping his thoughts to himself. He's actually carried the ball and had a pretty good day today and had more opportunities than he's had in the last couple of weeks. They didn't make it again.
He and the offensive coordinator, John Gruden, are getting along better. At one point, somebody asked Gruden last year what kind of a relationship did he have with Waters, and Gruden said, "We don't have a relationship. He plays, I coach."
I like Gruden. Spent some time with him the last couple days, and I think he's a bright young coach, and he seems like he's a tough coach too. I don't think he lets these guys get away with a whole lot.
They'll do that if they get the chance?
Without question, and you can't let them.
I want you to expound on it. What type of things do they get away with? Handoff. Steelers take over the ball with 2:47 left to play. So the Steeler defense again rises up on 4th and short. Earl Holmes shot the gap, number 50, and made the stick.
We're back at Ericsson Stadium where we're down in the final seconds of the game and it's still tied. The kick's high.
Ericsson mobile phones. Catch the excitement.
I rolled the dice for $8.
I unloaded my Tonka for $12.
Get the lowest commissions possible with Ameritrade. Internet trade for $8, touch-tone trade for $12, or trade with a broker just $18 no matter how many shares you trade.
We went to Club Med for $18.
Plus your first 5 trades are commission-free when you open an account. Call 1-800-592-7607 or visit our website. Ameritrade. Smartest way to trade, period.
Somewhere, some poor slob's punching a time clock. He don't know what he's missing.
Wake up, come on, get up, son. We gotta go.
Meet Dan Wolf, champion bull rider. This is what he does. This is what he drives. Pretty nice life. Chevy S10, like a rock.
Coming up next, Game 2 of our NFL on NBC doubleheader. The 49ers, the Chargers. Steve Young and the NFC West champions put their 10-game winning streak on the line against Seau and San Diego. Or the Jaguars face the Bengals. Or the Chiefs meet the Seahawks. The NFL on NBC next.
This is a look at number 50, Earl Holmes. He's one of the really good young football players on that Steeler defensive football team. He gets blocked there, goes to the ground, but gets up and makes the tackle.
Now the Steelers have to make it happen as the Eagles people back deep. They know Cordell Stewart will be throwing. He swings it out. What a catch by George Jones, the rookie out of San Diego State. Flypaper hands.
They got 2 good rookies out of San Diego State this year. George Jones and the wide receiver, Blackwell. 2 good football players out of a somewhat smaller type football program out there in the West Coast.
The Eagles, though, Jim, taking away the middle of the field. He had to swing it out. He was looking downfield. There was nothing there. 4 wide receivers set for the Eagles. Other throw, and again, Stewart comes in high, looking at Courtney Hawkins. He's not a big target at 5'10", but he's fast.
Had a pretty good rush there by Richard Dent. Put a little pressure on Stewart. Stewart had to throw it high. They're going to try to... They're looking downfield. They're looking for the middle of the field, but they've also got to be concerned about the clock. And try to conserve as much time as possible and throwing some to the sidelines to get the receivers out of bounds.
2 minutes and 38 seconds left to play. Eagles on defense lead by 10. Threw that one to Cowher.
Richard Dent, excuse me, Don. He put some pressure on him. What they've got a little stunt. You're going to see the tackle come outside, and Dent's going to come inside. Going to beat the blockers. The tackle can't get inside quick enough, and he comes free and puts the hit on Stewart.
Mike Mamula, we're told, has a concussion, won't be back in the rest of this game. But Richard Dent, he ain't looking to start no scuffle. He's just doing his Super Bowl shuffle out of the great '85 Bears team. Playing well in the absence of Mamula. 4th down for the Steelers. Caught! What a play. It's a 1st down. Yancey Thigpen comes back at the ball. A 17-yard gain on 4th down.
They're going with their hurry-up offense, no huddle.
They better. Down by 10 with 2:13 to play. Another out throw, another catch, and getting out of bounds smartly is Hawkins as he's out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Those were 2 good throws by Cordell Stewart. Impressed with the way he's got a very quick release. Once he decides to get rid of that ball, he throws it quick. He doesn't have a long windup, especially in those last 2 throws. He fired it out of there quick.
Packers laying waste to the Cowboys at this point. 38-17. Second down and 4. Cordell Stewart searching somebody out, takes a look, lets her go long. He's got a man way out there, and it is intercepted.
What a play. What a play.
Matt Stevens, who was cut by the Buffalo Bills out of Appalachian State, makes a sensational over-the-shoulder interception, and that might put the lid on for the Eagles with 1:57 to play.
The new Chevy Blazer with the driver control system. A little security in an insecure world.
There's the snap. Williams, wide open. Oh, he blew it. Here come the team doctors. This kid is tough as nails. Real professional. Are you hurt?
Yeah, I'm hurt. When people boo, it hurts my feelings.
Don't you think they have a right to boo?
No.
The ball hit you right in the numbers.
It didn't. I don't think the quarterback likes me.
Of course he likes you. The whole team likes you.
Why can't they feel my pain?
Post-incompletion stress disorder.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers.
Hey, turn that frown upside down. There you go.
Tuesday, Frazier swept off his feet by a bold new love, but he's still all man.
Oh, Sam, they're beautiful.
So what's the problem?
For the first time, you find yourself in the more submissive role. What on God's earth are you talking about?
What he means is, you're the girl.
Find out who wears the pants, NBC Tuesday.
Darian Connor, number 93, is going to get a good hit on Stewart right here. He's coming right up the middle, and he gets a shot on Stewart. Stewart's going for the zone, makes a pretty nice throw, but Matt Stevens makes an absolutely fabulous interception. And that was a tremendous play. Not only does he get the ball, but he keeps his feet in bounds, so it is an interception. Ball's bouncing around, actually hits him on the head, but he stays with it all the way, makes the catch, and comes down with both feet in bounds. That's a terrific play. Fantastic play.
Stevens was a pretty high draft choice. The Bills, I think they got him in the 3rd round. Took a beating up there because of his long blonde ponytail he used to wear, but he's an off-season model. Now he's going the shorter cut. So you can play football, though.
Oh, he's a good player. His senior year at Appalachian State, he had a very, very serious leg injury. And that was one of the reasons that he wasn't drafted higher, because he had great, really good numbers at Appalachian State. And he was a good football player, but was coming off a bad injury.
Now let's take a look at the Miller Lite game summary. Game summary that has to make Coach Ray Rhodes a happy man. The bottom line at the top of is the Eagles 23, the Steelers 13. A 10-point lead for Philadelphia late in the fourth quarter. Cordell Stewart picked off 3 times today, and his counterpart Bobby Hoying, no interceptions and 2 touchdown throws.
Well, the key stat is this one right here, Don. 5 Pittsburgh turnovers. The Eagles defense has been playing pretty well this year. One of the things they haven't been able to do is get takeaways from the offense or create turnovers. Today they got 5. To me, this is the difference in the ballgame. That and the play of the quarterback, Bobby Hoying.
Won't be a happy week at Three Rivers as the Steelers get set to go out to Arizona. Might not be a happy Sunday afternoon for the Cardinals either next week. I wouldn't want to be playing these guys.
Well, the bus doesn't look too happy, does he?
Remember, the first carry of the game kind of set the tone for the turnover story. He fumbled on his first carry. Soon after, the Eagles had the first touchdown of the day. With a run they go as Waters is back in the game. He runs the ball to the 22-yard line. The Chicago Bears have beaten Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay goes to 8-4 on the year.
This is a tough league. Now, how many people in the country would have given the Bears much of a chance to beat Tampa Bay, and yet they step up and do it? You just can't ever relax in this league.
I would give them a better chance, Jim, than I'd given the Colts to beat the Packers last week.
Well, that's true, but that again, that's just an example of what can happen. You cannot let down. You say the Bears are a terrible football team. There's no terrible football teams in the National Football League. There just isn't. They've all got good players. They all do a good job of coaching. And so often in these games, it's a play or two that makes a difference. It's not like the whole game one team was great and the other team was horrible. You can narrow it down to 4 or 5 plays that make the difference in the outcome.
What people tend to forget is how good you have to be to get into this league. I mean, there are standout major college players who never even get drafted, can't even get a free agent signing.
That's exactly right. It's just it's the best football in the world. It's the very top, and there's a lot of great athletes.
Let's look at the Steelers' remaining schedule. Much of it on the road. They'll be out in Phoenix, play the Cardinals next week, then home for a very big game against the Denver Broncos, then at New England and at Tennessee, and those are no gimmies. Those last 2, Tennessee's got a good club.
Well, we talked about it last week when we were doing the Jacksonville game, the 2 teams that are fighting it out for that AFC Central Division Championship, and we felt that the Jacksonville schedule was quite a bit easier than that Steelers schedule. And this is a game that the Steelers probably felt like they were going to win coming in. Now, they don't take anybody for granted, as I was mentioning earlier, but I think that this is one they probably felt like they were going to put in the win column. And it's going to be a tough loss for them because when it's all said and done at the end of the season, they might look back on this one and say, hey, this is one we should have had. Might have cost us the division championship.
Well, they lament a couple of games they should have had. They felt they should have had the Monday night game at Jacksonville they lost. Could have possibly had the game at Kansas City. Their other loss was just an absolute opening day disaster when the Cowboys came in and blew them out at Three Rivers 37-7. But they have a great history under Cowher. When things go bad, they get turned around very quickly and they're right back winning again.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to lose 2 in a row.
Now there's a timeout called with 1:38 to play as we look at the Philadelphia Eagles and their remaining schedule. They'll go to 5-6-1 with a win here today. They have Cincinnati coming in next week. Then a war with the Giants at Atlanta and at Washington to conclude the season.
They got a shot. They're not out of it mathematically. I think maybe there was some feeling around the city that perhaps they were, but they've got a shot. They win next week against Cincinnati and then play the Giants, who a division rival, and find a way to beat them, and then Atlanta and Washington beat those two NFC teams. They can be right back in it.
Their first tie in the league since '89 last week when they played to a 10-10 tie with Baltimore, and a tie after one period of regulation in the regular season. There's still a tie. It goes in as a half game won and a half game lost for each team. Who knows if they could ever run the table and go 9-6-1, that half game one might get them in.
Might get them in. Yep.
Hutton, who's punted well, booms another one. And it caroms out of bounds. inside the 35-yard line.
I think one of the keys for the win today for the Eagles has been that the fact that their special teams have played so well. Boniel has been perfect on his field goal attempts. Just that play right there, that was a beautiful punt by Hutton. And not only was it a long punt, but he kicked it out of bounds to eliminate any chance of a return by the Steelers. And I think that the fact that they've done two things today that they haven't been able to do all year today. One, play good in the kicking game, and two, their defense create turnovers with 5 turnovers has been a big plus for them and major factors in them winning this football game.
And the finals coming in, Jim. The Packers have really destroyed the Cowboys. 45-17. It's now a final score. Detroit a 32-10 winner over Indianapolis. Atlanta beats New Orleans 20-3. And the Vikings, is this right, have beaten the Jets 27-23. Looks like it is. So it's just handed to us.
If they did, it's a heck of a comeback because the Jets had a pretty good lead there, didn't they?
Sure did. Now it's 23-20.
23-21.
The Jets win.
Okay.
The Jets win 23-21.
That would have been a heck of a comeback by the Vikings. That's a big win for the Jets. Now they're in first place, aren't they?
Yeah, my man's
AFC.
Numbers aren't too good. He made straight A's in school, but his B's were a little crooked. So are his numbers here. There's the 10-minute ticker. Cordell Stewart makes a throw. It's a connection out to the 48-yard line. 18-yard gain, but the Eagles defense keeping them out of the end zone. That's the key, and the Eagles holding to a 10-point lead as we're down now to 1:07 left to play. Steelers are out of timeouts.
Well, the way these Steelers have, you know, we're kind of giving the Eagles this win right here, but I don't think Coach Cowher thinks this game's over with right now.
Well, they got to get it.
You got to get in the end zone or kick a field goal. You kick the field goal, get the onside kick, come back with the touchdown, or do it the other way. But you got to get some points here, obviously.
Bungling the one onside kick. The Steelers executing perfectly, it seemed, when they recovered an onside kick after they scored. But John Whitman was ruled offside. They had a re-kick. And at that time, they would have had the ball at midfield, trailing by 7. The Steelers would have if the play had gone and had there not been the offside penalty on Whitman.
Yeah, then there was that and then the Steelers had 2 calls against them: the pass interference call, and then the one where Thigpen was down and they ruled it a fumble.
Yeah,
Thigpen's knee had actually hit the ground and they ruled it a fumble that the Eagles got. Those were 2 critical calls that really hurt them this second half.
1:01 left to play. So all that's left for Cordell Stewart and the Pittsburgh offense. Take the snap out of the shotgun set and let it fly long. He can do that. That is long. What a gun on this kid. And he's almost picked off again. Troy Vince
disappeared.
It's like that guy that ran through the outfield wall in baseball.
Cordell's got a strong arm, doesn't he?
Man.
That was about 60, 70 yards, 65 yards.
There it is again.
He just threw that one down there and hoping that Blackwell could run underneath it, but Vincent was in good position.
New England's held on to beat Miami 27-24. Cordell Stewart on the run. Slides to a halt. Be very close to a first down. He gets one with 41 seconds left. But the Steelers powerless to stop the clock unless they throw the ball down here, and they do. And that stops it with 33 seconds left to play.
You know, on this drive, the Steelers didn't have to get a touchdown, you know. They could go down and get a field goal, kick the onside kick, then get the touchdown. Now, they threw a couple deep ones there going for the end zone, but they didn't have to get a touchdown.
Illegal formation foul on the offense. Ineligible man was uncovered. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And that sets the ball back to the 47-yard line. Second down and 15. Cordell Stewart now, as we're having some difficulty getting the final moments of this game off. Now we're ready to roll as the Steelers set up Cordell Stewart in the shotgun at his 48-yard line. Ready to launch again. Fires to Charles Johnson. He's down to the 30-yard line. It's a first down, but there's just 23 seconds left as the Steelers rush up to go into formation. And Stewart downs the ball again with 18 seconds left to play. What does this do, Jim, to a team psychologically? These guys were really rolling the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I think in the case of some teams that don't have the veterans that this team has, or has experienced the success that these guys have, or have been in these situations before, I think it might bother them, but not the Steelers. The Steelers are going to, they're going to come back tough next week, and they know they're still very much in the shot for a championship, a division championship, and it's a loss, and they don't want a loss, but it's not going to have any long-term effect.
Enzo throw, a jump ball. Somebody caught it. A touchdown with 10 seconds left. A 30-yard touchdown throw. And they're going to credit it. It looks like, is it Courtney Hawkins? They're going to give it to Will Blackwell. Every receiver on the team was down there trying to get it.
That's one of those Hail Mary plays. They're going to send all three receivers deep, and there's Blackwell. He's the one that's going to come down with it. And Cordell Stewart's just putting it up. The Eagles are in pretty good position. He just makes a heck of a catch. You saw number 20 there, Brian Dawkins. He tried to knock that thing down, tried to knock it out of Blackwell's hands, but Blackwell hung on to it. So Hail Mary play that's working.
The extra point is up and good. Strange things have happened in this league. Just 10 seconds left. You think back of when you let some time elapse before you called a timeout, how much you'd like those seconds now if you're the Steelers. And if you're the Eagles, you just try to run out this last 10 seconds. They'll have their hands team on the field because the Steelers are going to try an onside kick. They have to. It is a doubleheader day here on NBC Sports. Lots of action coming up from around the country, including the main game, the Chargers going against the 49ers at San Francisco. Some of you will see the Kansas City Chiefs go against the Seahawks at Seattle. Jacksonville, which now takes over the lead in the AFC Central. If the Steelers lose today, will play at Cincinnati. Check your local listings for the game in your area. Game 2 of our doubleheader coming up next on NBC.
We talked earlier and quite a bit about the fact how Stewart has played in the first half compared to the second half. Here are his stats. First half, he was 4 of 14, 37 yards, 1 interception. Second half, 16 of 30, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Yeah. So he's continuing his second half trend here. First half and second half trend.
Maybe they ought to play Tomczak in the first half. Bring him in relief.
I think it takes him a half to get warmed up. See, if they played Tomczak, then he'd be sitting on the bench and get warmed up.
Well, here's the onside kick. I know one guy that won't be offside is John Whitman.
He may not be in there.
I don't know if he wants to wear the yellow and black next week. A good onside kick attempt. Ball's on the field. And it looks like the Eagles might have gotten it. They do. So Philadelphia gets the kick and gets the win as Bobby Hoying comes out to down the ball one last time, and Philadelphia with a tremendous victory today, winning 23-20. It was close though.
Yeah, pretty good kick by Johnson. It's tough to convert these onside kicks. A lot of time you need a little bit of luck. Well, the Eagles get bragging rights for the state, huh, Don?
They do that. Bobby Hoying has established himself as the Eagle quarterback of the present and the future, completing 15 of 31 for 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions.
That's 2 weeks in a row. His 2 starts, his 2 games as a starter, no interceptions.
So that will do it. Final score. The Eagles winning 23-20. Now for Jim Moore, this is Don Criqui. This has been a presentation of the NFL on NBC, home of the Super Bowl.